Guys, can anyone hear us? Oh my god, I know what I have to do. Anyone live here with me? No, no signs yet. Hold on, Kevin. I need to make a change every time I go live. Now I need to go to the browser and make a modification. Otherwise, it won't go. Sorry for the inconvenience, okay? It's a new program. Can you still hear me, Kevin? Yes?
Ótimo.
Okay. Hold on. All right, let's go. I'm gonna change it here, and we're gonna go live right now. Public. Okay. Hey guys, we're back. I'm sorry for all the inconvenience, but something is bugging here at my end. I don't know what's going on. It's been hard to figure out. So we were making some tests. First was the microphone. Second was the image that was freezing a lot. I need to see if anybody is here with me so that you can confirm both the sound and image are okay. And we can move on from there. I was with Kevin Coutin, having a very nice interview with him. But apparently, and I don't know, it's just a guess, apparently the problem was the size of the picture. Maybe it was bugging, I don't know. Because people said that it was freezing. So maybe my computer is not taking that much memory. It's not being able to go on with this. But I'm going to try again. I deleted the background. So you guys are going to see black, basically, and the two of us here talking. So I'm going to go back to Kevin Coutin, that has separated some time with me. But we have exploded his schedule, unfortunately. Can you hear me okay, Kevin? Is that okay now?
Yeah, Ultimo, I hear you. I was gonna say, even in the world of the internet, size matters.
Yep. Absolutely. But we have to go slow, right? Because we're a small channel, so we have a small equipment. We have a small tool.
Hey! Speak for yourself, brother.
But I think people will understand that we're gonna go bigger one day.
Hey.
Oh my god. So
where
were we?
We just have to get the blue check if you read between the lines.
Yes. Where were we? We were talking about your experience with visiting Brazil, right? Apparently it's working now. So I'm just waiting for people to comment. Let's see. I think now we're working okay. I'm just not seeing anybody on the chat yet, but this might change in a few seconds. But let's go. So you came for the World Cup, right? And then from the World Cup you went for the Olympic Games. Is that correct?
Mesmo, indeed. So I came for the World Cup, and then I came for the Olympic Games, and from there on out, it was just like I want to see more. I want to do more, And no, where we left off actually was how I met Neil, and how Neil and Jonathan now, Roger, are always in Brazil now for like multiple months. which these guys are very fortunate. I don't have that luck as of yet.
Yeah, Neo and Jonathan guys are. You probably have seen Neo a lot on the channel. Jonathan, I'm not sure he has appeared that much, but the guys are here all the time. So, like every year they're coming, and every time they come, they stay up to 6 months, 5 to 6 months. Like this last
Correct.
trip ended last week, last Friday, and they stayed here for 5 good months, right? So, uh, the funny thing, man, sometimes we give suggestions or advice to people, and people don't see things the same way we do, right? Sometimes you say, "Look, I love this team because they're great," or "This music is awesome," or "This singer is amazing," and then people get to listen to these guys or listen to the music, and they kind of have different thoughts about what they have consumed. That doesn't happen when it comes to Brazil in your group, right? Because you have told the guys, hey, look, it's amazing, it's this, it's that. And when the guys came, they really confirmed everything that you said and even had even more things to add. Isn't that right?
Yeah, agreed. So I remember a conversation I had with Jonathan, and I remember at my Airbnb because for some reason every time I come to Brazil, in particular Rio, this is where I'm like the carioca of the group. You know, like I'm a carioca, but I'm a New Yorker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is that I remember talking to him in one of the apartments I had rented at the time, and he said to me, he's like, man, Brazil is such a vibe, man. It's so different than other places. And Jonathan's traveled; he's been to Europe and other parts of the world, and he was like, "It's so different here. It's a vibe." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's the energy, man. It's infectious. It's very different than other places that I've been to. The people are friendly. You know, the air is a lot cleaner than New York. I'll be honest with you. You know, the weather is nice. If you love beach, the beaches are nice. People are beautiful, and on top of that, you take into consideration that the churrasco, the babacoa is amazing. The food is amazing, and you know, it's just a different energy. The music, the culture, it's very infectious. So that's where the love for, I guess, my love for Brazil sprinkled on them, and then they just, it's like the cold, man. You sneeze, another person get it. That was my love for Brazil. I
Yeah,
snort
I,
it.
I have made many videos in which I mention this group, and I mention my friendship with you guys because it's something really special. I'm not gonna lie here, okay? I got to meet you guys 4 years ago. You have
Mm.
become part of my roster, and you guys have a very special place in my life, in my heart. You know that. I don't have to. It goes without saying, I would say. But something I noticed is that the willingness these guys have to explore, to learn more about the four corners of Brazil, let's say, and they want to really dig into the culture and learn about the food and learn about the language. But whenever we discuss with them about these things, they will always mention you as if you were a mentor, as if you were a coach, and they wanted to try and see why you were so happy back then when you talked about Brazil. They wanted to know why you were always planning a trip every 6 months or so to
Mm.
Brazil. And when they
Mhm.
came here and they saw for themselves, their lives changed. I get the feeling, and I'm nobody to judge, but I get the feeling that Jonathan, for example, is a kind of shy guy, right? He won't
Yeah,
talk too much. He
he's
won't
reserved.
share,
He,
right?
he talks, but he's reserved. You have to get to know Jonathan, and then he'll start talking. He's
No,
very
no, I mean,
reserved.
with me and my family, he's already on the talking terms, okay?
Yeah, yeah, he's
But
reserved.
but but I mean, look, this guy was added to our WhatsApp group, and he didn't say a word for months. This is the guy that would just read and follow, but who would never share.
Yeah,
And
he's
suddenly,
moving the shadows.
The guy's gonna become my neighbor, guys. He's already working things out in order to rent a property here, get a visa in Brazil, you know, and really lead a life in this country. That he says, I have chosen this place to live. So I wanted to understand, guys, because look, Kevin, I think you are aware of that. Brazilian has this mongrel syndrome, right? If I can say that. At least that's what we say in Portuguese. Like, we are not good. Our food sucks. Our country sucks. Our politicians are the worst. There's a sequence of bad things that Brazilians focus on.
No.
And they don't understand when a North American comes to Brazil and speaks so highly about the country, like yourself does, like any other person does. So
Yeah.
it's a very interesting thing to see people like Jonathan and Neo and yourself who are planning things ahead and putting Brazil into the equation.
Yeah, to touch on that, I've had conversation with some Brazilians, and I guess what it is because on the inside looking in. I mean, inside, not they don't have a view outside. They don't. They some of them sometimes. I feel sometimes that the patriotism is slightly missing there, and that's just not everybody. Just a very small handful. But I believe that as a person who's a foreigner who comes there and I see it, I think it's absolutely amazing how beautiful and blessed a lot of you guys are in regards to how beautiful it is, how great it is, how cool the people are. Like, for example, case in point, I live in New York City. My neighbor, I have living here for this place for about this house for about what, maybe about 11, 12 years, 11 to 10 years. I have never told my neighbor good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, like the Truman Show.
How long have you been living there for?
11 years.
My God.
Never, ever, ever, ever. In Brazil, I will tell the neighbor. The neighbor will look at me and come in the elevator. Bom dia. Como vai vocês? Tudo bem? Você primeira vezes a Brazil? They would ask me questions. It's like just it's so different, man. It's like people want to connect. Like you go to an elevator in New York, most people they're like this. They're on their cell phones the whole time.
They're minding their own business, right?
They're minding their own business, which is cool. You're supposed to. But in Brazil, like the people say, bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite. And these little things are little starters to commence conversations. And even though you do not speak a lick of Portuguese, or your Portuguese is absolutely terrible, they will still make an attempt to.
They will pull up a chair at the beach and say, join us. Join us, gringo.
So, this is a true story. I remember last year when I was living in Brazil for 3 months, Michelle and I, which is my wife, we were actually in on Ipanema one Sunday. We're just chilling, relaxing, listening to music, and we listen to like James Brown and stuff like that. So a family guy from Zona Norte, which is the north part of Rio, pulls up next to me, brother, and he started listening to music. And he's like, "Yo, gosto música dos Estados Unidos," And he started telling me all the artists he likes, and I started pulling them up, and I started playing them on my Bluetooth device on my speaker. And then all of a sudden, the guy randomly just opens his cooler and says, "Yo, have a beer."
Amazing.
Amazing. Like,
and sometimes you won't see this person ever again. But that moment will be special, nevertheless.
Right? Nevertheless, 100%. And he pulled up, and then when I was like, okay, I'm going for a swim. He's like, he's like, no problem, no problem. He tells me in Portuguese. He said, "Sem problema." He's like, I watch everything for you. I go, I left my phone, came back, my phone was there, my speaker was there, my money was there, didn't touch it. He came back, he sat down. His family went to swim. I came back, he sat down with me. When he came me, I was like, "Do you want it?" The vendors were passing by. I said, "Do you want anything?" He says, "No." He offered me another beer. We cheers, Saúde. We drank. And it was two guys who was from two different parts of the world, but had something in similar, and that similarity was not only love for Brazil, but love to communicate with people and try to build a relationship. I've never took his number, never made the guy just had the kindness just to put for me a
But
beer.
that's not the point, right, Kevin? The point's not really even getting the phone number. The point is making that moment special. Making that moment
100%.
special. Guys, if you are arriving right now, we are in a special live here, because we want to raise funds for a very good cause. The state of Rio Grande do Sul, the last state of the south in Brazil, is underwater right now. It has been like this for more than 7 days. People have lost their homes. People are basically living in shelters. Think about what happened in New Orleans with Katrina. It's the same thing that is going on in Brazil at the moment, right? The situation is dire. We're talking about families that were rescued from the roofs of their homes. Otherwise, the water would take them. If you saw Batman versus Superman, there's that scene where Superman is basically hovering over a house, and there's a family reaching out the hands for him to
SOS.
save them with the letter S. Remember that? That's what happened.
SOS.
That's what happening in Rio Grande do Sul. I myself have seen many videos where families were taken because there was no time for them to be rescued. When the helicopter was approaching, the house just collapsed with them and they were taken. So guys, it's a horrible situation. My channel is about Brazil, and I love this country so dearly. I had to do something. I made a video during the week, but my wife kept saying, keep doing it. People need to know, because time is running out for those people in Rio Grande do Sul. The cold is coming. Imagine, guys, they have lost everything and the cold is coming. There's more rain coming. So we need to rescue these people. So the purpose of this live is to say, guys, help, please. Help. I have decided to use my PayPal account, Brazil Unsubtitle. I'm going to pass the information for you very soon. Let's just finish this interview with Kevin because he's got his things to get done. And if you feel like helping, if you feel in your heart that you need to help these people, your help is welcome. Remember, if you are abroad and you have a strong currency, $1 is 5 reais, guys. It's 3 bottles of water. Many of those people don't have drinking water, guys, because the whole city is underwater. The water system is flooded with mud. There's no way they can drink. They can have drinking water. So we're having to send water for these people. Cleaning products, the basic stuff they are lacking. There are children who have allergies. They have to drink special milk. So guys, help. I'm going to show you all the information very soon. I just wanted to bring this beautiful person here, one of my favorites. His name is Kevin Coutain. He's from the United States. He's from New York City, one of my best personal friends. He's a great guy. He's the guy who spread the virus to all the other friends that I have from the United States about Brazil. He's telling us his story. If you have missed, he said that he's been to Brazil ever since the World Cup was held and fell in love with the atmosphere, with the people, with how great it is to make friends in Brazil. It's so easy. People are more human. They are more warm. He was comparing to New York. We're not here to run down any city. Any people have their particularities, but he was comparing that Brazilians are much more open. even if you are from abroad, especially if you are a foreigner. What doesn't happen in other countries. Let me tell you guys, we have here Charles Jones with us. Hi, he says, what's up? I want in on this group venture. Charles is an amazing person. We need to add him to our group as well. Um, we also have Agamemnon Contingency. Thank you. Medicine Titan is part of our group, so basically it's calling from home here. So I never met this Kevin person before, but he seems to be an okay dude. He says he has never met you, man.
Obrigado, mano.
We have the beautiful Dennis Paradinha. Dennis, thank you very much for being with us. This is an amazing person as well. I'm lucky to have these people gravitating around my life, you know. Dennis is married to the beautiful Marcia. Marcia is an anesthesiologist, wonderful person. She has helped me with my Medicine Titan books. Dennis, thank you very much for being here. Boss Clark is with us. What's up? I mean, Harlan. Oh, Boss Clark is saying hello from Harlan, man. I can only think of Harlem Globetrotters when people mention this place.
You're doing all the tricks with the ball.
Yes, man.
Oh man, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Listen, Brazil is very near and dear to my heart. And the point is, at the end of the day, we need to do something about Rio Grande do Sul. It's important because Rio Grande do Sul is a huge agricultural part for Brazil. Think about all the good churrasco that we eat comes from Rio Grande do Sul. So much livestock. It's one of the wine countries of Brazil. You know, that's where Brazil wine country comes from. So
I wanna interrupt you for a second. There is something I want to say. Neil once said, man, if you sit down with Kevin, he will give you all the information about Brazil you want. This guy, when he loves something, I think he's a genius, man. He's brilliant. When he loves something, he will go dive into it and he's going to learn everything about it. Look at the details this guy is giving. Rio Grande do Sul is a big producer of meat. If you want to have a barbecue in São Paulo, the meat is probably coming from Rio Grande do Sul.
Mm-hmm.
Not only this, Kevin, rice.
Arroz.
More than, I think, 80% of the rice produced in the country comes from Rio Grande do Sul.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to have this guy here with me because I knew he was going to bring these gems. I knew he was going to bring these gems.
So Rio Grande do Sul is so important. I mean, it's not very visited. I mean, the first time I heard about Rio Grande do Sul was during the World Cup when they had games in Porto Alegre. So the point is, at the end of the day, like when you see the devastation going over there, where horses are on top of roofs and people are there camped out on their top of their roofs because they can't go into their homes, or you see boats and canoes or boats on the same level as the roof of the house. It's absolutely devastating to see that, because at the end of the day, you know, it's really bad. And how I found out about the situation here in Rio Grande do Sul was my aunt in Trinidad was telling me, she knows I'm like everything Brazil. And she was telling me, she goes, Kevin, did you hear about the flooding in Brazil? I was like, oh, in Rio? I was like, oh, they're going to be good, because I know the topography of Rio very well. I've never been to Rio Grande do Sul, never been to Porto Alegre or Rio Grande do Sul. So then I started seeing my friend who's Brazilian, Fabio, started sharing stuff. He lives in Australia right now. He's Brazilian. He speaks English with an Australian accent, really trippy. And
That's weird.
but real good brother. He's a police as well. And him and I were talking. He was sharing the videos. Well, one night, I think it was like 1 a.m. I couldn't sleep, and I just started, like about 2 days, I guess, or 3 days after the river bank broke and it started flooding the city. I started doing massive amount of reading and looking it up on social media, and the things I saw just kind of broke my heart. It was like, wow, the flooding is really bad. Now,
go on.
So,
go on.
No, it's really bad now. So, what Marcelo did, Mark Saint, for in regards to what he did, when he said to me a couple of days ago, or I think it was yesterday or a couple of days ago, he said, hey, I want to do something for the state of Rio Grande do Sul. I jumped on the opportunity. I didn't care if I had 1,000 things to do. That was one of my priorities because of what Brazil means to me and what it means to people that have I've put people on to, and what it means to even the Brazilians there. So, if anything I could do to help out, of course I'm going to donate. But the point is, at the end of the day, it's we got to do something because it's a humanitarian crisis that's going on down there.
Kevin, how is your schedule, my brother? I don't wanna get in the way of your personal stuff.
No,
Kevin has a
don't
mother to take care of. It's a
don't
personal thing.
don't don't worry about it. We'll continue talking. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I wanna change the screen here, but I'm still new at using this software, so please forgive me. I do everything by myself. I have the support of my wife as well, but basically I do everything by myself. So I gotta learn these things in days before I start using these things. So guys, I wanna go to the first scene. I wanna invite you to my cabin in Brazil. I have a cabin that we read the news together from, and I wanna show you. I wanna give you an idea of what we're saying here. What is happening exactly in Rio Grande do Sul? Maybe you might ask yourself, why did that happen to the south of Brazil? Because the news, I think they're not giving the right information. They're just saying, look, there's a flood. And like when you see the war in Gaza, for example, the Gaza Strip, people here in Brazil, they say, why is it happening? They just know what's going on, but they don't know the causes. So I have been reading and watching a lot about this thing. I want to enlighten you guys a little bit. But I don't want to lose Kevin here. I want to have Kevin with us. So I will try to change the screen here. You tell me if you still can speak. I don't know if it cuts your sound. But if it does, I will try to put you in the conversation because I want you to discuss with me what we're going to see here. Okay? So if you can't speak, please send me a message here on my cell phone. I have my cell phone here. Because I'll find a way to put you there. I want you to be there with me in the cabin where we're going to look at my computer screen and I'm going to explain the guys what's going on. So I'm going to change the screen right now. Can you still hear me, Kevin? Send me a hello or something there. Can you still hear me? No, I don't hear you. So yeah, maybe I have to find a way to put him here. 1 second, guys. Let me see if this is fast. Because I want to have him with me there as well. While I show you guys the images. So I'm going to add Kevin here. Yes, here he is. Add the source. Wonderful. I added you. I just added you to the cabin here, man, of Brazil Unsubtitled. Can you see the screen there, Kevin?
Yeah, I see the screen.
Wonderful.
You didn't go anywhere.
Very good. So you're going to be my portrait on my table here. Take a look at you. So my portrait on my table. I'm going to also add the window capture for you guys to see what I have to explain to you right now. So don't go anywhere because we're doing everything here live. Please don't leave us because of my amateur state, okay? Hold on.
I was going to say, I don't know if you guys can hear me.
For me, your audio is perfect. I can hear you.
Okay. I was going to say, when you look at the news, everything is one-sided or what? It's looked at a certain point of view.
Yeah.
So that being said, you have to literally go dig deep and do your own research and find out what's really going on.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely. I agree with you. Hold on. I'm gonna close here. Do you guys see the map there? Yes, right?
I don't see it. I don't see it.
Let me just adjust the map here for you guys to see. Hold on. Do you see the map now?
No, I don't see the map at all.
You don't see the map?
No.
Can anyone confirm if you can see the map there, guys? Are you following through the live as well, Kevin? Do you
No,
have?
no, that's what I was thinking about doing that right now. Hold on for a second.
Yeah, I think you need to see from the live because I think the map is there now.
Okay, now,
You see it?
yeah, I see it now.
So, guys, this is the map of Brazil, and I'm just waiting for it to update because I have just made a move here. Yes. Okay. It takes a while. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's that slow, but there you go. So if you look at the map, what is that, Kavi? If you look at the map, look, this is the south of Brazil. So we have the state of Rio Grande do Sul. Follow there with me. Santa Catarina. And we have Paraná. Okay? And here we have the state of São Paulo, where I live. We have Minas Gerais, this big one in pink. This strip here is Rio de Janeiro. And this other strip here is Espírito Santo. So these four states are the southeast of Brazil, and here is the south. What happened is, in the past probably the past couple of weeks, a big heat wave has stationed over the states of the southeast. Like a mass of hot air has stationed on top of the southeast. If you guys don't know, the south of Brazil works as a passage, as a corridor for the temperatures to flow into the country, for the winds to flow into the country, for the rain to come from Argentina and Uruguay and come into the country and go and reach São Paulo, Mato Grosso do Sul, which is the central east, if I'm not mistaken, and all the other areas of Brazil, north, northeast. Okay? Because of this big mass of hot air that is stationed in São Paulo, for example, that has kept the temperatures over 92 degrees Fahrenheit, 94 degrees Fahrenheit, here 37 sometimes Celsius. This mass of hot air has made a barrier, a wall, where the rains cannot break into. So they come and they hit the mass of hot air and they come back and they get piled up on top of these states, more specifically on the top of Rio Grande do Sul. That's why we're talking about the levels of rain that have never happened before. So all the rain that was supposed to dissipate into the country accumulated in the state of Rio Grande do Sul alone.
Can I touch on that as well, Marcelo?
Absolutely, yes, please.
So you know me, I'm heavy into the science.
Yes, go
right?
ahead.
So basically, guys. So remember, we're going into winter in the southern hemisphere of the world. So you have polar vection coming up from Argentina, and that's coming there. Plus the trade winds coming across the Atlantic. So if you have hot wind coming in, and then on top of that you have polar vection or cold coming in, what happens, right? It starts cooling, right? It causes condensation, right? What happens? Rain. So with the massive rain that's falling, I think the rainfall per year went above the average of what the area can actually facilitate. And this is what caused the floods to happen so devastating, where it's cost not only the lives of human beings but animals and people. It will take a massive amount of money from the Brazilian government and their foreign partners to invest to rebuild back that entire area, because people don't realize how important Rio Grande do Sul is for not only for Brazil but the Brazilian economy to help strengthen in regards to trade. Now, what people fail to realize is that one of Brazil's number one export is beef, and most of the beef comes from Rio Grande do Sul. Remember, the whole gaucho culture is there, so it's affecting not only people, it's not only affecting livestock, not only affecting infrastructure, but it's affecting economical infrastructure and foreign trade as well. So the smallest thing has on a micro level on the globe of on the world of the state. For Brazil, it's a macro level, but in regards to the world, it's a micro level, has massive implications on a macro level for the world.
Absolutely, Kevin. You couldn't have said that better, man. Absolutely. So, what are we doing here exactly? We are trying to raise funds for us to send to the people in Rio Grande do Sul directly. I made a video during the week where I presented to you guys options if you guys are willing and able to help the population of Brazil, of Rio Grande do Sul more specifically. I sent information where you could transfer directly to an account from the government of Rio Grande do Sul, but I came here to say otherwise. I think there is a better way for you guys to do this that is not sending this to the government, because I don't know how long it's going to take for this money to end up in the hands of the people who most need at this moment. And not to mention, there is always the possibility of people getting a part of the money because we have corrupt people everywhere. And look, I have donated for Rio Grande do Sul, and I was afraid of sending my money and this money ending up in the hands of crooks. So for that reason, I have a better solution for you guys. First of all, I wanna ask Kevin. I want to excuse myself here, first of all. I'll be back with you in a minute, Kevin. I just want to send the guys the information about what we're doing here, and then we get back to this conversation that is very valuable. So bear with me there, okay? Guys, I have had an idea. I'm going to use the PayPal of the channel, okay? This is the PayPal at Brazil.unsubtitled. Actually, let me correct myself. It's not this. It's Brazil.unsubtitled @gmail.com. Let me fix this. I just put the one that is from the Instagram. It's not this one. 1 second. I'm going to make the modification right now. Hold on, guys. Okay, so let me correct this. I forgot that PayPal has to be an email. So I'm gonna put Brazil.unsubtitled@gmail.com. This is the account you guys can donate to. What is my idea, guys? I'm going to receive your donation, your funds on this account. I thought about many other possibilities. I'm going to show you some information. If you guys can do directly for the source, even better for me. But if you can't, I'm offering an alternative for you guys. I know PayPal charges a lot. I think it's almost 7-8% of the amount, which is unfortunate in my opinion. But I can't think of anything else at this moment that would be fast. Okay, so it's Brazil.unsubtitled@gmail.com. And when you do this, I'm going to go back here to where I was with Kevin. When you do this, when you donate, the money will be transferred entirely for one guy here in Brazil. There is a comedian here in Brazil who is from Rio Grande do Sul, and he has basically frozen his life, completely frozen his life to help his brothers and sisters in the state of Rio Grande do Sul. I was in my house thinking about how to donate my time, to donate my money, and have this money arrive to the people who need. When I saw this talk show from Danilo Gentili called De Noite, on a channel called SBT. He brought this guy to be interviewed, and the guy showed his work, his beautiful work. Guys, he's visiting county by county in the state of Rio Grande do Sul. He has a vaquinha we call chip in. Kevin, correct me if I'm mistaken. A chip in is like when you raise funds for people to invest in something.
A fundraiser.
A fundraiser, it's better. So he opened a fundraiser, and he has already received. Are you guys seeing? Because this figure is big. 78 million reais. It's in the hands of this comedian. 78 million reais. What does he do? He goes city by city, county by county, talk to the people who have been devastated, who have been harmed by this whole flooding, and he donates directly to the pics of the person. So the money is coming from the donators to his account, and from his account it goes directly to the victims. People who have lost pigs, lots of pigs have been killed. They drowned in these waters. Cows, I saw the images, they were horrible. He goes there and he transfers the money to the owner of the property. He transfers the money to those families who need milk, who need everything. He was in a county, guys, and they showed a bridge that was taken by the waters. And he looked at the Rotary Club that is helping the people in that city. And he said, how much is necessary to build this? The Rotary Club said 500 grand. He transferred the money to the Rotary Club to be used in that thing. And he has people following with him where the money is going. So I trust this guy 100% because I'm following him on his Instagram. I'm going to show you him right now. Give me a second, please. This is the guy, okay? This is the guy. His name is Badin, okay? Badin Colono. And he is the one who has been... Look, this is Danilo Gentili on his left. This picture here, right? This is the guy who interviewed him and also donated millions of reais to his cause. And he has a program called Adopt a City, because we're talking about 370 or 380 counties that have been affected by the waters. Hundreds of thousands of people are homeless, or at least they cannot come back to their home, and they need the basic things. This morning, he transferred tons and tons and tons of bottles of water to the population of Porto Alegre, the capital. So this guy is basically giving himself to the cause. And I trust him 100%. So all the money that you guys transfer to brazil.unsubtitled@gmail.com that goes to the PayPal, you have my word, I won't take a single penny out of it. I'm not this kind of guy. I'm going to show you all the reports here and on Instagram. I'm going to show you everything, where the money is going, because I want everything to be transferred to Badin, to this guy here. Everything. Because it's unbelievable what this guy is doing. Sometimes it's 2 o'clock in the morning. He is trying to cross a bridge that is flooded to take the milk for the allergic kids. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. The guy's not even sleeping. So if you trust his campaign and you trust my channel, the alternative is there. If you have the possibility to do this directly, let me open the pics for you guys to see. But I want to be... not only him. Look at this guy with a beautiful car behind. I also donated a lot of money. Because he's known in Brazil, okay? This guy is known. Guys, take a look. This is the information with the QR code where you can donate. I just want to make very clear. A Pix is a service from Brazil. So if you have access to the Brazilian banking system, you can make a Pix to the guy. Okay? You can use this key here. You know, Pix needs keys for the money to arrive to the right person. The key is enchentes with an S at the end. Pay attention, because if you don't put the S, it's gonna go to someone else. He has already told us this. Some people got a lot of money because people forgot to put letter S. So I'm gonna spell it's ENCHENTES at vaquinha with a K.com.br.
Should you be able to type that so this way folks won't make a mistake?
Yes, I don't know how to type this, but I'm gonna leave this more time on the screen so that people can maybe print screen or take a picture. If you have, I repeat, if you are a Brazilian and you are watching this broadcast, please donate. Don't think you need to donate 100 reais, guys. If you donate 5 reais, it's 3 bottles of water. Think about it. It's not the quantity, it's what you do. Because the little that you give will sum up with the little someone else is giving. It's a micro thought here. So the 3 reais that you donate is gonna be accumulate with the other ones that people are donating. If I give you 3 and you give 3 and the other 3, we almost have 10 reais. So think about the people who are suffering right now. Donate through this Pix or through this QR code if you guys prefer. Remember, it's enchentes with a letter S, just to make it clear. Okay, if it's a Pix, you can use just his email and it's gonna go directly to him. Follow him as well. Take a look. This is his profile. Badin Colono on Instagram. Badin Colono. BADINCOLONO. He has already reached 2.8 million followers. With your following, it's gonna go bigger, and you will be able to see where the money is going. It's really beautiful what he's doing. You have no idea. Even Greg from Everybody Hates Chris is here. Take a look. The Vincent Martella is following him. Take a look how incredible that is. Right?
Wow.
So this guy is the real deal. All the money that we raise here on this live will go straight to Badin Colono, a guy from Rio Grande do Sul, a guy who is dealing with the victims directly.
Yeah, guys, to echo what Marcelo was saying, every little dollar count, every penny count, you know what I mean? Because what's 50 cents to an American is maybe is a dollar plus to a Brazilian, reais or plus to a Brazilian. So every penny counts, and what we could do is we could make some, think about it.
Absolutely,
Knowing
Kevin.
that
Guy,
you can go to sleep at night knowing that a bottle of water is in your dollar, your small donation of $1, right? You're small. And you close your eyes and you think that $1 bought a bottle of water which a little girl or a little boy is drinking. Or that $1 that you donated is going towards, buying diapers for a baby or helping out somebody out who's in a bad situation right now. Because at the end of the day,
every penny counts.
Every
Guys,
penny counts. You know what I mean?
Charles is asking me to write the information. Take a look. Just to make it clear, this account that is in the chat right now called Medicine Titan is myself. I'm just logged in as Medicine Titan because I wanted to monitor things from here and see if it was working. Medicine Titan is my course of English for the doctors here in Brazil. Okay? I have 3 courses that I have created myself. This is one of them, and I have an account. Why am I doing this? Because I'm going to write the information. So it's me writing. Take a look. I'm going to put Brazil.unsubtitled at gmail.com. This is the email from my channel's account on PayPal. Why am I doing this? Because I want to intermediate. To be honest, if you had the possibility to send directly to Badin, it would be better for me. I don't like touch people's money, but I'm gonna do this because I want the money to arrive to this guy. and I'm going to show you every single balance of money checking in and money checking out for you to see I won't be with a penny. The only problem is that PayPal takes a percentage, and it's one of the highest, unfortunately. It's maybe 6-7%, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a lot of money. But there is no other way because people need you now. They need you now. So this is the only thing that I can think of at the moment. But if you are from Brazil, the Pix is enchentes. Let me go back there because I don't want to make any mistakes.
And I'll say something here, and I apologize for what I'm about to say. You can't go to Brazil and enjoy Brazil and not help the people when they need, because when you're in Brazil as a gringo and you need something, those same people help you.
Amazing, Kavi. Amazing, guys. Look, I'm very cautious about this thing. If you can do it, it's fine. If you can't, help in other forms, spreading out the live, the content. Go to Bajin and copy his profile, send to the people that you know. Maybe you can't, but you by helping spread the info, you're helping already. I really like Kevin, if you don't mind. I want to say that I don't know if you guys know the story of the hummingbird. That there was a fire taking place in the forest, and the animals were desperate, and we could see a hummingbird flying to the lake, getting some water, flying and dropping the water into the fire, flying back, getting a little water, throwing the water into the fire, until the moment the elephant comes to him and says, "Why are you doing this, hummingbird? You know you won't be able to put it out by yourself." And he turns to the elephant and he says, "Look, of course I won't be able to do that by myself. But if you add up your forces with me, your strength with me, then we can do it. We can make a difference." So if you
Amen.
keep waiting for someone else to do it, the world won't change, guys. You gotta look at yourself and do yourself, and the others will follow suit. So, Mark, I can't help with money. I'm sorry. That's fine. Help the other in other forms. Spread the content. Go to Bajin Colono, follow the guy, publish his work in your stories. Raise awareness to what is happening in Brazil, please. Guys, have you been able to receive the information I have sent through Medicine Titan? I can't see that this has arrived there. Let me know, please. I just have, look, I'm following the live with other accounts here, and I just see that it's written PayPal, but the information on the email hasn't been published. Maybe it's a YouTube thing. Okay? So I'm gonna leave this here a little bit more on the screen for you guys to follow. Okay? Remember, if you're Brazilian, you do this. If you are a foreigner, this is the way you're gonna help. Through the PayPal, brazil.unsubtitled, just like the name of the channel, at gmail.com. Any donation will help, okay? Any donation, because the money will be used to send to Bajin and for him to buy water, for him to buy clothes, for him to donate to the families that have been affected directly. Want to say anything else, Kevin, about this?
Yeah, I would like to touch on it because at the end of the day, you have to take into consideration that this is a dire humanitarian crisis. Now, there's humanitarian crisis around the world right now, right? The situation that's going on in Gaza, the situation that's going on in Ukraine, Russia. But when you take into consideration in Africa and Asia and other parts, but this humanitarian crisis wasn't caused by man.
Exactly.
It was more caused by the situation of nature, because if you look at the situation of Gaza and Palestine and Israel, that was caused by man, right? Ukraine, Ukraine and Russia caused by man, right? And hubris, right? This is caused simply by nature. And at the end of the day, we're all under the master of nature. Nature is full master. That situation could stop at any time. This is based on what Mother Nature decides to do. We gotta hope maybe the sun will come out and the water will evaporate and the water will go away. Or we have to hope for the water to subside, and the water is taking forever to subside. So think about it. Everybody has to go there. They have to rebuild. They need food. They need water. They need shelter. They need infrastructure. Lives have been uprooted. Jobs have been gone. Investments have been gone. Lives have been gone. Livestock has been gone. It's an entire domino effect of events that has happened there that has caused so much tragedy and instability in people's lives. And you can't. When there's a quote by Martin Luther King, and he says some of this: "When righteous men see unrighteous, and they themselves don't do nothing, when righteous men see unrighteousness, and they do not do anything, they themselves are unrighteous." So you have to choose. What are you? If you can't afford, that's okay. Times are hard with everybody. But share the live, share the channel, subscribe to the channel, because at the end of the day, you're doing something righteous by sharing the good news of what we're trying to promote here to make a difference, how small or how big, on changing somebody's lives or helping somebody in a very, very bad situation.
Very well said, Kevin. We are the hummingbirds here, guys. We're basically the hummingbirds trying to make a difference. Guys, I can see the image of the live, at least on my computer here, on the second computer that I get. It's kind of freezing. Maybe it's the number of images. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on actually. You guys are probably not seeing us in live movement and stuff. Probably just hearing us. I'm gonna get back to the other scene, the other screen that is basically me and Kevin and the black background, so that it doesn't force maybe the streaming very much. But I just wanted to say, guys, one of the reasons is the rain that we just explained for the destruction. The other reason, maybe Kevin's aware of that, is the topography.
Correct.
Topography. So I have brought this map for you of Rio Grande do Sul for you guys to understand what your news is not explaining. So you're welcome. Because what you're going to see now is what probably those big medias are not telling you there. This area you see in yellow is the highlands of Rio Grande do Sul. The hills of Rio Grande do Sul. Okay? There are basically two rivers, or three here if I'm not mistaken, that flow into the river called, I forgot, Guaíba. There is a
Guaíba.
river here called Guaíba, and the capital of Rio Grande do Sul is right here, in this part. So these are the lowlands, and these are the highlands. There are counties that are on top of the hills that weren't so much affected, of course, because of gravity. It rains in the hills, the water is brought down by gravity into Guaíba River.
So, I wanted to touch on that, Marcelo. If you look at the state of Rio Grande do Sul, it looks like the yellow and the yellow areas and on both sides are mountainous, right, or hilly areas, right?
Yes, absolutely.
When it rains, you have a lot. Number one, you have landslides, erosion, and then on top of that, in the middle there of that's like a little like a valley. It's a valley basically. All that is going there and just staying there. It's not running to the ocean. It's not running to the sea because that area is completely flat. The green part.
The green part where Porto Alegre is located.
Where's Porto Alegre? Certeza. So with that being said and done, you have to take into consideration that it's a massive, it's a pool. It's basically a piscina being made, a natural piscina made right there with no water being drained, because the simple fact of the matter is that all the water is just draining into that one area on each side, and the water cannot escape. Hence why the water is not subsiding over over a period of time, and it's subsiding extremely snail's pace.
Absolutely. You said it all, Kevin. You basically said it all. And there's a, maybe you guys can ask yourselves, hey, they didn't see that coming. Well, we have been going through major changes in the environment of the world. This is old news, right, guys? Major changes. So they have contention walls. I don't know if you say walls, gates, just like in New Orleans, to avoid the ocean from flooding into the
Levees,
city.
levees.
Levees. Thank you very much. They have this, but 5 meters of water went above the levees. Do you understand what I'm talking about, guys? There are videos that people filmed the water coming to the streets. The street was dry. The next minute, it was halfway, the wall. The next, okay, I'm exaggerating. Say next minute is an expression. But like 30 minutes later, because it was too fast, in 2 hours, the water was in the roof. People didn't have time to salvage. Is this the word, Kevin? To salvage their equipment.
Yeah.
They didn't have time to get the stove, the refrigerator, and put on top of something or take to the first floor or second floor of the house. They didn't have time. Some of the people were rescued through the tiles. They removed the tiles, got the guys from inside, and put the guys in a helicopter. That's what we're talking about here. Just so you understand.
Well, folks, not to cut you off, but what folks fail to realize, 5 meters is 16 feet of water.
It's a lot of water, man.
A lot of water. Now, what folks also fail to realize that if my hand represents a levee, and you have water coming down from a mountain, and that water is running down with all the stuff like trees and all kind of different stuff that it's eroding coming down because gravity and of course and mudslides and water erosion, you would see that it'll start building up and the water will come over the wall. And of course, you have all that silt. Hence why when you look at images from Rio Grande do Sul, you see the water is completely brown because all that stuff is muddy water coming down from the mountains that's eroded and coming into Porto Alegre and the entire city and that flat area there of Rio Grande do Sul.
Exactly, guys. Exactly. So even though they had problems with floods before, nothing could prepare them for what happened 10 days ago. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The rain broke all the records, so you guys understand. I think the worst one was in 1943. 1943. This
a lifetime
event broke all the records. There are some people saying rebuilding the city, and the towns around will be very hard. Maybe they are like doom messengers, but I understand given the level of the destruction, but I believe we will be able. New Orleans was able to get back on their feet, and the situation was horrible as well. But there are some counties that are considering changing places, immigrating to other regions of the state, and abandoning those areas because of the risk of new floods. Can you imagine? You live in a city, in a county, I don't know how many people, and the mayor says, guys, okay, pack your bags, let's go north. So we have to rebuild the whole county, the whole city, north of the state, away from the water. That's how tragical the whole thing is, right? Hermie Cruz is saying that he lives in New Orleans. Hermie, what is the situation there right now? Do you guys have had any other events after the Katrina? Not to that proportions, but tell us, please.
Yeah.
There was a
What ward
major
are you?
movement to
What ward
reconstruct.
are you? What ward are you in New Orleans?
Guys, I
Because
have
folks
left
in the
the
ninth ward
PayPal. Sorry, go
got
on.
hit really bad.
What is that?
I say folks in the ninth ward of New Orleans got hit really bad as per
Yeah.
Katrina.
I know a lot of people donated to that region, right? They built houses. I saw a job, if I'm not mistaken, a project. Brad Pitt was, because I think he has some background in architecture. So he himself went to New Orleans a lot and even filmed uh, Benjamin Button. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button was filmed in New Orleans to
What
raise
was it?
awareness for the city. And he had a very beautiful project of building the houses. And so that's what we're going to need in Rio Grande do Sul, guys. Because these families need to get back on their feet. I can only think about tomorrow. It's Monday. I have my job guaranteed, thank God. I have my clients. How about these guys? I saw an accounting office, Kevin, in the news that was trying to keep living, to keep working. So you saw people like working with their things and the water on their feet, man. Can you imagine how desperate they are? But the internet is not working. Electricity is not working because depending on the area, if the cables drop, then you have an accident, a terrible accident. So, guys, please, I'm going to say that again. I'm going to leave the PayPal address right there, brazil.unsubtitle@gmail.com. At the end of this live, I will be able to tell you how much has been donated. If you guys are able to do that, if you're not, it's okay. If you are in Brazil, I have already shown you. I will show you again. And also post on my Instagram. So please follow me at brazil.unsubtitled on Instagram. Because I will put all the information for you guys about Badim Colono, the guy we are trusting here to transfer the money. Because the money is arriving to the families. Directly to the families, the ones who need the most. So if you are in Brazil, you can make a Pix on enchentes. I'm going to say that in Portuguese, excuse me guys, because if the Brazilians are watching. Galera, é enchentes, @vaquinhaconk.com.br. O perfil do comediante é Badim Colono. Tudo junto. Badim, Badin Colono. Badim Colono, he's a comedian. He was at Danilo Gentili a week ago. You can search on The Noites vídeos on YouTube. Vocês podem verificar lá, vocês vão ver que o Badim tava lá. Acompanha os stories do Badim. Follow his stories. You will see what the guy is doing. It's fantastic. The money is arriving in the hands of the victims. That's what we wanted, not the government. Not intermediates. I'm just being the intermediate because you guys are abroad, because I didn't want to touch this, but I'm going to get this money and transfer directly to the account of Badim through Pix, and I will show you everything that comes in and comes out. Okay? But look, we're not here. Oh my God. Take a look, guys. My God, Jesus, thank you very much. I'm so happy. I just received an information. We have already received R$1,378.61. R$1,378.61.
Wow.
It's gonna go to the hands of the people who need.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. We are the hummingbird trying to put out the fire in the forest.
Well,
This money.
I'd like to think myself as a BEM TV.
A Ben TV. Do you know how to say Ben TV in English? Because I have no idea, man.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's called a Kiskedi.
Kiskedi. Ben TV, guys, is a very famous bird in Brazil, okay? So,
BEM TV.
guys, take a look. R$1,378.61. You have touched my heart. Thank you very much for each and every one of you who have donated.
Yeah.
Remember, if you make money in dollars, your dollar is 5 reais. You donate $1, it's 5 reais to buy water for the people. Thank you so
Uh,
much.
it's like some people who have Zoom, right? Like myself, when I do when I donate, is it gonna? It takes a little while for you to see it, correct?
Hmm.
Okay.
It takes a little while for me to see, yeah. But
How
guys,
long?
what is that?
How long does it take?
I think it takes by Zoom. I think a day, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, but you need the banking info, right?
No, well, I'll just send it to your regular Zoom, and maybe you could transfer the funds. Is that
No,
fine?
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. No problem.
But I will have to show in a different account. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Kevin donated this, and
Okay, gotcha.
guys, I think you can put your name. I know many of you don't want to be credited for this, but I think you can put your name in the donations. If you make the donations, put your name so I can thank you here in person, live. It's important. I think it will motivate more people to do that. 1,378 reais and 61 cents will make a difference in the lives of a lot of people. I said I was not gonna cry, but I'm such a crybaby. I'm so happy with this because we are the Hummingbirds, 4,000 subscribers. It's a small channel.
Marcelo is the hummingbird. Eu estou bem TV. Ben,
Thank you so much, guys. Guys, but we're not just gonna talk about this. We are here to enlighten you as well about Brazil. That's why I invited my friend Kevin. Kevin, if you need to go, I understand. You have actually stayed longer than we had settled. He said 20 minutes. He's been here for a noble cause. 1 hour and 11 minutes of live already. If you need to go, I understand. You have your things to do. If you want to stay,
when I'm ready to go, I'll let you know. But as for
wonderful,
right,
wonderful.
we're doing God's work, and we're trying to help other people that need it right now. Because the end of the day, those people need it more than me. You know, at the end of the day, I can go in my fridge and get a bottle of water. I can go get a glass of juice. I can go get a Gatorade. I can, I can get a bear if I wanted to, or drink a caipirinha. Those people don't have that right now. Their lives are
Exactly.
rooted. Their lives are changed. Their lives are not the same anymore. They have to rebuild, regrow crops, buy new cows, buy new pigs. You
They
know,
have to start
the whole,
over, guys.
the whole, their whole being is completely uprooted and changed. And the point is, at the end of the day, is it's very when you go through something so difficult or so hard, you have to find a purpose for living, and you have to also know that not only that you have to find a purpose for living, you also have to know that there's other people that want you to keep fighting your battle, so this way you can become out victorious on the other side. So what those folks are doing, they're fighting right now, and we're their trainers, as Marcelo said, or the mosquito or the BMTV or the hummingbird. We are so small in there, but we're their smallest cheerleaders. But even the smallest thing can make the biggest impact to someone in regards to if they're hungry or if they're thirsty or if they need cleaning products or feminine products or beauty products, whatever. They're human beings.
Guys, Kevin, let me interrupt you here because I have more information. We were talking so much about the hummingbird. What just happened was the work of a hummingbird who gianted himself. He made himself a giant. His name is Paul. He can be identified here in the chat as Paul Factor. So I'm gonna give you another applause because all the money I just mentioned came from one person. We have had
Wow.
a donation of one person. Paul, thank you very much. His name is Paul Carter. He donated the whole amount I have mentioned here. And of course, as I told you, the amount was 1,473 reais and 52 cents. 1,473 reais and 52 cents. PayPal bit 94 reais and 91 cents as a fee.
Mm.
I told you this was gonna happen. But guys, Paul, thank you so
Paul,
much. He is
Paul,
American. I don't know if
Paul,
he's from North
Paul,
Carolina or from South Carolina because it just appears for me as Carolina. Paul, what a soul you are, man.
Paul, thank
God
you.
bless you tremendously in all avenues of your life, personal, professional, your kids if you have kids. I prophesize here in your life. May you be blessed. May you receive 7 times what you have just donated for the people of Rio Grande do Sul. May you receive 100 times more. Guys, come on. $1 will suffice from your part. If you're watching this live, contribute. $1 is 5 reais. Follow the example of Paul. Incredible. The whole amount that I just mentioned came from one person. Paul, I have no words to thank you enough. I have no words, buddy. Thank you so much for this that you have just done. It's incredible. But my idea here is also to talk about other things. That's why I have Kevin here. We have already covered his experience with Brazil. When was the last time you came, Kevin, so that people know?
So I was in Brazil last year. Um, so I came last year, and but this year I decided to not come because I have some pressing matters here in the U.S. But the point is, at the end of the day, like I wanted to come out there maybe around March because I want to go to Maranhão. I want to go to Lençóis Maranhenses. It's one of my dream places in Brazil to go. So I want to go visit this place so bad, so bad, so bad. So I want to go there and actually see Maranhão, go to the state and go to the first Maranhenses and, just travel throughout Brazil as much as I possibly can. So it's very important that, I take care of my situation here. So this way I cannot be working for the time I'm in Brazil. I could just sit back, relax, chill, and just travel.
So basically, what you do, Kevin, is different from what the other boys do, right? Because Jonathan and
Yeah.
Neil can be considered digital nomads, right? They work from their station where they are. That's not your case, I believe, right?
No, so I'm technically remote. I technically work remote, but what happens? The company I work for, I'm, you know, I tell them I'm leaving the country, so they're like, nah, you can't leave the country and work. So I think I have the ability to with the company I work for now, but as the type of job that I do, the line of work I do, I'd rather put myself in a position where I step away from it for a little while and just focus on me and my mental health because again, mental health is very important. People don't realize, and even though you could be happy,
Absolutely.
you could be fine and you live in a nice apartment or a home or whatever, your mental health could always be drained.
Uh huh.
So, and my mental health is important, but imagine the mental health of the people that are what's happening to the people in Rio Grande do Sul right now. Whatever you're going through is so small compared to what they're going through with the struggles and the fact that they don't have basic shelter or necessities. So that could take a toll on human beings. So when Marcelo asked me to, or asked anyone, his friends, if they had time to do it today, I said, hey, you know what? I know I have a busy schedule. Today is Mother's Day here in the U.S. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to drop everything I can do and try to do as much as I possibly can to help out this cause because at the end of the day, this is bigger than me. It's bigger than the channel. It's bigger than you. It's just a whole bunch of human beings being affected. And I took the opportunity to say, let me see what I can do to help out as much little way as I
And we
possibly can.
appreciate you so much. It goes without saying that you, Neil, Jonathan, Dave, Saif,
Yeah,
Ian, Trey,
yeah,
basically you guys have the VIP pass through the
yeah,
the Brazilian subtitled nation. right?
Yeah.
Because you guys are always
Charles.
in Brazil helping with the content. They have been supporting the channel, guys, ever since the channel was created, basically 2 years later, of course, when I started opening and reaching more foreigners and they learned about the channel. They supported the cause, so I owe these guys big time. Sometimes a computer, sometimes a laptop, sorry, a tablet, sometimes a new microphone, sometimes a donation here, a donation there that were used directly for the channel, for the equipment. So I owe these guys big time. But he's also donating something. He's knowledge about Brazil. So that's the point. I want to enlighten this streaming, this live broadcast tonight, not only with the tragedy of Rio Grande do Sul. Of course, this is the focus that we're here, but we want to bring you information. So if you guys have questions about Brazil that both of us could answer, or any of us could answer, we would be pleased to do that. Ask anything about investments, about best places to eat. But I want to ask Kevin something. Kevin, basically, for the next trip, you got a lot in your mind, right? You have already mentioned the places you want to visit, but I know you are a carioca boy. Carioca, for the people who don't know, is the name
Carioca.
given.
Carioca. Carioca.
Carioca, yes. So you are a carioca. A carioca is the
Yes.
name of the people who are born in Rio de Janeiro. I'm a paulista because I was born in São Paulo. Cariocas were born in Rio. And also Kevin is a carioca by heart and by choice. He has chosen to be a carioca. And the whole city of Rio de Janeiro respect that. They have embraced Kevin in their community. Kevin has a lot of friends. He goes to sambão, pagodão, dancing with the guys, making music. Look, I have a video at the end of the year, like 2022 to 2023. Oh no, 2021 to
Yeah, yeah,
2022.
yeah.
And then
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
at the beach. I was in Copacabana with this guy, and he was like dancing. And Jesus, he has the moves already of the people in
Yeah, but,
Rio.
but 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 you have to understand that's after drinking 2 bottles of champagne.
Yeah, absolutely. In the first half of the bottle, he started moving just one shoulder. By the
right,
end
right,
of the
right.
first, he was moving both and the hands. Man, the
Yeah.
end of the second bottle, he was friends with everybody, hugging and speaking Portuguese, and
High fives.
it was a high five. It was amazing, amazing.
I, I
Kevin,
remember I remember for Havelion, I remember and Neil and Jonathan and Michelle was there. She was Talia, Manu was there. I remember I'm a little crazy, so I had the bottles of champagne freezing all the time, the whole day. And we walked with it. I don't know if you remember, Marcelo. We were walking to the beach with a cooler, and
yeah,
the cooler was packed with ice, and I had a whole bottles of champagne, and I just started taking champagne out, and I just started spraying on people randomly.
yes, I remember that.
You can do that. You can't do that in the U.S. But I was just spraying random people, and I remember one woman was
And
like,
people
"Tá
having
frio."
a blast. People having a blast, right, Kevin? Nobody getting
Amazing
offended.
black.
It was
No
amazing.
way, no way. I remember one lady was like, tá frio, meu Deus."
It's cold. But the funny
So,
thing, what I want to ask you is, what exactly attracts you in Rio? Because you said that yourself that you've been to São Paulo before. I don't know how many
yes,
days you were here for, but why
I
Rio?
just
Oh, Kevin. Oh,
absolutely.
sorry. Charles is saying this Kevin fellow is a carioca. I mean, I never met him before, so I don't know this guy. Okay.
Who said that?
Charles Jones. Charles is
Charles knows me.
another member of the gang, guys. Just so you understand.
Charles knows me. He's being silly.
Yeah, he knows. He knows him. Oh, Neil woke up, man. Neil was sleeping. Welcome, Neil.
Yeah, it's not carioca. It's carioca.
Carioca, not carioca. Yeah, carioca. So what?
Carioca because I'm a New Yorker and a carioca.
Tell the people here, the viewers, what attracts you in Rio de Janeiro? I know the beauty, but
Yeah.
you mentioned many things that Brazil has, but is there anything specific about Rio? Is that the beaches? What happens?
So there's a lot to mention, but what I love about Rio is, to me, is like, just to walk that. Okay, so just to give you a background from about myself, I'm originally from the Caribbean, all right? So from Trinidad and
Trinidad and
Tobago, right?
Tobago, yes.
So for me, Rio is an amazing marriage of the Caribbean and New York. I'll explain how so. The accessibility that you can get things so quick, like New York, and then on top of that, you have the vibes of the energy, the relaxed, the chill vibes of the Caribbean. You have the trees. You walk in the street. You see the tropical trees. You see the birds. You hear the bentivier. You hear the all the different birds and different things like that. And then on top of that, you see, like, sometimes you see the macacos walking across or monkeys, and walking across the trees and different things like that. And then the friendliness of the people, which is so important, you get to see that as well. So there's a plethora of things for me that attracts me to Rio de Janeiro, because Rio de Janeiro is it's a microcosm of things that made me love the place too. And of course, the beach as well, and just the energy. It's a different energy compared to other places I've been in my travels.
I'm gonna behave like those low self-esteem Brazilians and ask you that silly question. How about California? How about Los Angeles? Because you have a city in Los Angeles, right? Not to the size of New York, but you have towers and you have jobs and you have
Mm.
beaches. Remember, the idea is not to run down any city, but to compare. Why? What happens here? I know the human thing makes a big difference. The way
Mhm.
that the Brazilians behave towards visitors and stuff. But concerning the city, is this the people really that attracts you to the point of saying, look, I'm gonna stay here? Because I know Rio, okay? The atmosphere is different. For example, if we were in Rio right now, we would probably having an ice cream, walking on the
Mm.
sidewalk of the beach, because the environment is delicious. If you
Mm.
guys haven't been there, I really recommend it. So it's amazing.
Yeah,
What
some of the
exactly
masses.
is your biggest if you could name one thing, what is that? It's gonna be hard, I
Okay,
guess.
good. So if you look at California, you look at, so Rio is similar to, like, that of Miami, like South Beach, right? Right. That's how I compare it. So personally, the way I look at Rio in particular is like the topography. Like, the topography is absolutely stunning.
The
Like, you
hills and
see
stuff.
mountains. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm getting to. The mountains, you see Dojomon, you see Pedra de Gavia, you see Pão de Açúcar, you see the beaches there. It's like everything. Like, the only thing Rio de Janeiro doesn't have is deserts. It's like you get beach,
You
you
get you
get
get
you
you
get
get actually forests, no, Kevin?
you get
You
forests.
get forests, man.
You have
Tropical forests.
you have Tehuka Rainforest, which is the largest. I believe. What's it called it
É
again?
Mata Atlântica, não? Mata
Yeah, yeah,
Atlântica?
yeah. Is the largest, one of the largest urban, like, parks in the world, I believe. I
Ah,
think that's
okay.
the they have. And then on top of that, you take into consideration that you have, what major city that you can walk around and actually see sloths, toucans, monkeys. You can't do that anywhere else. You can't. You just can't. I've never seen that. Maybe there's other places in the world. There's other beautiful cities like Cape Town, and of course New York, where I live, is beautiful. San Diego, California, is beautiful. Dallas, Houston, all these cities were beautiful, right? Again, we're not gonna run down anywhere. But like, one thing that, I'm gonna borrow a phrase that you said, and I kind of like, don't sue me for it. One time, me and you and I were having a conversation, and one of the says, he said, when God was creating Rio de Janeiro, He took His time,
Yep.
and
Yep.
this, despite of you know what people say about Rio, I tell people, say, listen, I've been coming here for years, almost 10 years in July, and I would say this: come, treat yourself, You might find a friend, you might find love, you might have the best steak you ever had in your life compared to other places you've been. You might meet a friend again. You might. There's and plus, what people, what a lot of foreigners fail to realize too is when you come to Brazil, there's so much opportunities because there's things here that you can invest and make money in. So don't sleep. Travel. Get your passport. Fly down. See for yourself. And when you see for yourself, you'll be like, wow, all the stuff I've been hearing is all lies, all excuse my language, all BS. You want to be able to come down and see for yourself.
Amazing. I'm gonna take advantage of this moment to remind you of why we're doing what we're doing here. We're here to raise funds for the victims of the floods in Rio Grande do Sul, the state in the south of Brazil that has been flooded. If you're arriving here right now, the state of Rio Grande do Sul has been flooded, destroyed, basically destroyed by the heavy rains that happened basically 10 days ago. It's going to be hard for them to get back on their feet. They need our help. We're talking about lots of families that have been taken out of their houses because of this natural disaster. Guys, if you can, help the people of Rio Grande do Sul. All the money donated to this PayPal account, brazil.unsubtitled@gmail.com, will be transferred directly to a comedian called Badin. And then you say, what? What are you talking about? Let me explain. There is a comedian from Rio Grande do Sul who's a tremendous human being. A tremendous human being. He is from the countryside of Rio Grande do Sul. He's been visiting every single county, the ones that he can access, of course, because there are places that are isolated. And he is donating. He has a fundraising that has already raised more than 78 million reais. I repeat, 78 million reais has been donated for his account. He's using this money and transferring directly to the PIX of the population. What is PIX? PIX is the form of payment that we have in Brazil. We put a key thing like an email or a document or a telephone number, and when we type your email or your telephone number, the money goes directly to your account without paying any fees. That's the system we have in Brazil. So he goes to the family and says, what have you lost? I've lost those pigs, those horses. They all drowned. I've lost everything. I'm going to give you 30,000 reais. He transfers 30,000 reais for the persons to start getting back on their feet. He went to a county where the bridge had been washed away by the rain. And they needed the bridge to access the rest of the state and work. Most of the people there, they were isolated and they work out of the county. So he talked to the Rotary Club. He's going to the Rotary because it's a very reliable institution. He doesn't want to give in the hands of politicians. And he said, okay, you guys help. They are like the Masons, right? They have, or the Mormons. They have specific work in cities. So the Rotarians are supporting the population, and he transferred 500 grand for the Rotary Club of that place to rebuild the bridge, and he's following every single thing. So it's a guy I've been following on Instagram. If you guys want to follow, it's Badin Colono, BADINCOLONO. BADINCOLONO. Follow his work. He's leaving his family behind. He has a small kid, a little daughter. He leaves his family behind and spends the night taking medication, special milk formula for the babies, all around the state of Rio Grande do Sul. So all your donation, if you don't have $10, if you have $1, it's going to help. If you have 50 cents, donate 50 cents. Remember, you have the power of 5 times here in Brazil. $1, 5 reais. $10, 50 reais. $100, 500 reais. That will make a difference in a lot of families. We have an angel with us here. His name is Paul Carter. He was the only one so far that I can see. I'm sorry if anyone else has done it. that I can see that has donated all the amount I'm gonna mention now. He has donated in this fundraising 1,473 reais and 52 cents. So I want to applaud him again. A tremendous human
Bravo,
being,
bravo,
a
bravo.
United States American. God bless the United States of America, because you people are special. All of you are special, but the Americans have been participating a lot. So if you are from another country, please compete with them. It's for a good cause. Okay? The Americans are always forward doing things. So thank you so much, Paul Carter, from either North Carolina or South Carolina. I don't know, it doesn't say here. It just says Carolina. But God bless your soul for what you have done. I'm going to show you where this, when I make the pics, I'm going to transfer this to my account. When I make the pics, because I need to take from the PayPal in order to transfer, okay? When I make the pics to Badin Colono, you guys will see this. I'm going to
Marcelo,
post
I
it.
was gonna interrupt. Just check your phone. Make sure that we're cool with that.
Oh my God, Kevin Coutain, thank you so much. Guys,
Don't say
Kevin
no.
Coutain, look, it gives me
Don't
goosebumps,
say
man.
nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't say.
Man, thank you very much. You don't want to say how much I respect you. Kevin, God bless your soul, my friend.
No
God
problem, man.
bless your soul. The people of Rio Grande do Sul will receive every single penny of the donations you guys are making tonight. So, guys, we told at the beginning, we told the story of the hummingbird flying in and out with a few drops of water from the lake and trying to put out the fire. We are the hummingbirds here. The elephant asked, "Why are you doing this? You can put out the fire by yourself." He said, "I'm just one. If you come with me, we're going to be two. If they come with me, we're going to be five." Think about it, guys. $1 that you donate is 5 reais. I can buy at least 3 bottles of water with 5 reais for people not to for people to quench their thirst tonight. Think about it. Okay?
I see something here where someone asked. Some Brazilians say if the tragedy had happened in Bahia, the Southerners wouldn't have pulled their weight to help. Any thoughts on this? True or lies?
Well, I don't think the point here is the color of the skin, is the societal status or anything. I think the point here is the devastation that the state of Rio Grande do Sul has endured. It's something
Yeah.
unbelievable. If it were for Bahia, I can answer for myself. I would be doing the same. Okay,
Yeah.
actually, guys, the purpose of this channel is bigger than making videos. Is enlightening you guys about the country and showing the beauties and how welcome you guys are. You can have a second country on us if you want. So it's my obligation, my moral obligation to be here and advertise what's going on in Rio Grande do Sul without looking. We have a saying in Portuguese, doar sem olhar quem. Donate without looking to whom. We have to love our brothers and sisters the same way. I am one of them. Okay? If it were in Bahia, I would be doing the same. If it were in Rio Grande do Sul, I would be doing the same. I'd like to do the same for Gaza, for the Gaza Strip. But you guys know, given the geographical distances, there's no way I could do something to help the guys there like I'm doing here. Because I live in the country, it's different, you know?
I
So,
would say I would say to that question, if that person clearly have an idea about Brazil, I think, and if they have, also they should go. I mean, for my travels and being, going to Brazil, I haven't gone to the Northeast as of yet, but of course I've spoken to people from Bahia a lot. I think personally, the Northeast would have stepped, the Southeast would have stepped to the Northeast, and I'll explain to you why.
definitely.
a lot of the fishing industry in the Northeast is extremely strong, and that affects a lot of companies in Brazil. You know what I mean? For from dealing with stuff for like omega oil or different things like that, right? So you have to take into consideration that if any small thing affects one industry. Brazilians are resourceful people, my friend. They come together, especially during carnival. You could be living in a favela in let's say for example Providencia, which is or Babylonia, and then you could be living in Joá or Jacarepaguá or Recreio dos Bandeirantes or somewhere of Leblon, and you would see a Brazilian family with a Brazilian during Carnival drinking a beer and having a conversation randomly. They may not ever meet again each other, but they will sit there and have a conversation. What I'm basically saying by that is that because the country is very religious in regards to looking out for your neighbor, I totally agree. I totally disagree, and I personally believe that they will look out for their neighbor. That's what I think personally. Just like how Americans come together during situations, Brazil is a republic. They will come together and support one another. Despite whatever political differences or religious differences they may have, at the end of the day, when people are going through something, they come together and reunite and make things better.
Yeah, thank you very much for this, Kevin. I agree with you 100%. There are people who will look to whom they are donating, because we're talking about human beings, right? And with their flaws and stuff. But in general, we have a lot of institutions in Brazil that are moving 24 hours. If you guys follow the channel, across the street there is a church that I play basketball with my friends. I have received Neil, Jonathan, Trey, David, and many other Americans there. And they are opening their doors to receive donations. Tali, for example, donated a full black bag of clothing for the people in Rio Grande do Sul. Inside their church, her university, her college actually, is also doing the same thing. So you see a lot of people moving. Why? Because the level of the tragedy is unprecedented. It's unprecedented, and it's affecting a whole state. A whole state. Imagine the population of, say, let's say, Minnesota, maybe. The whole Minnesota underwater. That's what is going on here, right? So that's why you see more people doing what we're doing here. Every channel I follow, I like nerd things a lot. Batman, Superman. So I have a lot of YouTubers that I follow here in Brazil. They're all getting together to raise funds for the guys. All getting together because of the level of the disaster, guys. And more people will be affected, even the people from the Northeast, when they stop the supplies of food for the rest of the country. All right? This is important to say as well. The tragedy is going to be bigger. Oh, we have something else to say. Paul is saying, thank you for the live stream. Much love and respect. I am carioca, mas moro nos Estados Unidos. He lives in the United States, but he's a Brazilian. Thank you, Paul. Thank you very much. Nevertheless, it's still amazing what you have just done. Talia is saying there are lives there who need help, first to help without seeing or thinking. Exactly. The ordinary Brazilian is a lovely human being. I suspect some powerful minority elites keep the divide rife. But yeah, Brazilians are gems. I agree with you. You're best player. Definitely. Unfortunately, we have this everywhere. Oh, we have racism in Brazil. I would prefer to believe we don't have it, but I know it exists. There are some stupid people everywhere. People that will look at you and say, hey, Jap, come on, But the majority is not like this. That's what I like it about Brazil. you know?
There's ignorance in every corner of the world. It's up to you if you choose to entertain it.
Exactly. Very good. So we don't give space for people like this here, right? So take a look. If you are from Brazil and you are watching, you can donate by following Badin Colono, as I said, because all the funds here go to him. Or you can also donate through his Pix. He has a fundraising, a vaquinha called Enchentes, with a letter S at the end. Enchentes. I'm gonna make it available for you guys to see here. 1 second. 1 second. I'm gonna show you this right now. Badin Colono. Take a look. I think you guys can see there right now. Enchentes@vaquinha.com.br. Enchentes@vaquinha.com.br. Don't forget to put a letter S in enchentes, or the money is gonna go to someone that is taking advantage of this, or I don't know who is gonna go to. So this is the right one, okay? If you are a foreigner, I am making my account available from PayPal so that I can transfer the money directly to Badin, the comedian from Rio Grande do Sul that is distributing the money. Kevin, we mentioned about the beauties of Rio de Janeiro, and what is the next place on the list for you in Brazil?
Well, I know you invited me to come to Sao Paulo and stay
Yeah,
for a little while.
yeah.
So I would like to come to Sao Paulo. Let's stay for a little bit. See it through the eyes of a Paulista because I just passed through. I didn't really stay too long because Sao Paulo is very similar to New York.
Uh-huh.
I kind of something, but I would like to maybe go to Blumenau. Which is, what I like to go there, of course, of course, Lençóis de Maranhenses. I have a friend up in Recife as well, and maybe go to Minas Gerais, because the reason why I want to go to Minas Gerais is Belo Horizonte is to try the food because I've heard the food is the heartbeat of Brazilian cuisine. So I'm kind of excited to go there and try it out, and of course. It's long overdue for me to make a trip to Bahia.
Bahia is on the list then, right?
100%,
Okay.
10%. So it's important for me as a brother, as a black man to go to Bahia because I want to go and I want to be able to see the history of Bahia. Remember, Bahia is one of the original capitals of Brazil, right? Salvador in particular, right? So it's very important that I go and I see the rich history of the African culture. To see capoeira, listen to samba. What's the other
Eat
genre?
feijoada.
Feijoada. Well,
You don't eat
feijoada. I don't
pork,
eat
right?
feijoada. No feijoada for me, but feijão.
Yeah,
I'll
you
eat
don't eat
that.
pork, right?
Eat fish and stuff like that and try some of the different cuisines of Brazil because I'm very familiar with the southern cuisine of Brazil. But the thing is, what people fail to realize is, and this is just me, and you've told me this many a times too. Brazil is not just Rio de Janeiro. I just love Rio because I have a lot of friends there.
It's your
They're like
hub, right? You have chosen as your hub. From there, you
it's my
can
hobby
explore.
because I have a lot of friends there, and I go there. I get a certain amount of time off a year. I go down there. And I go there just to see them because they're my friends, right? They're like family. I talk to these guys every day, just like I talk to you every day, mostly.
Oh,
So what?
sorry, go on.
So basically, what I want to do is I want to go as these guys are getting older, and of course, a lot of them are starting to get a little more. And I'm older than them, so a lot of them are getting more financially secured. I would like to possibly do some trips with them where we can go to other parts of Brazil and see other places. But I think the highlight for me is to go to Lençóis Maranhenses because again, I would love to do. It's something that it's like it's an oasis. It's something that's magical,
If you guys
and
don't know, Lençóis Maranhenses is like there are many dunes, right, Kevin? And a lot of small pools, natural pools, in between, right, Kevin? So people can
Yeah,
swim
so
in.
a
It's
lot of
just a
tuna.
paradisic place, and the sun is so hot,
Mm,
so
mm.
hot. You gotta work on your sunblock when you go there, man. It's just a
Well,
paradise, man.
I may be looking as dark as my shirt and my hat, but who knows, right? They
Kevin,
may come back and they may be like, "Oh, Kevin, that's not Kevin. That's a shot 11:59 in the day now, before midnight, right?" But
my God, let me ask you,
I'll be
because of
currently
this.
looking like under the
Sorry,
bed. I'll be looking like under the bed, Marcelo. The,
because of this passion you have for Brazil, you have
uh-huh.
learned a lot about Rio, right? Like Neil always says, man, you mention. Oh, before I ask this question, let me read the comments. Tali has said here, there are a lot of lives that need help and they need right now. People there, they don't even have water to drink or they cannot take a shower. There's no medication, no nothing. Actually, there is an exodus right now. People are leaving the capital of Porto Alegre when they have the conditions to go to the coast of the state. Some people have houses in the coast. They are fleeing the city because they don't have electricity. They don't have anything. Okay, Charlie says, yeah, there is a channel dedicated to that subject on YouTube, Black Brazil Today. If you followed it exclusively, you'd never want to go to Brazil. But Kevin, Neo, and Mark show the good of Brazil. Yeah, look, this is something
Valeu, Charles.
people have already asked me this. Hey, but you never show the violence. Look, we have violence here as anywhere else in the world. Maybe more in a few places, but people sometimes think of Brazil as a lost land. I have a daughter here, for Christ's sake, guys. I have a wife. I take my daughter to school every day. Okay, I pick her up every day. I go out with her. I make bike vlogs at night in São Paulo. And I receive comments like this: "You're not afraid of dying with your bike at night." I don't live in Gotham City, Jesus Christ. It was a stupid
That's
joke,
New
but
York. That's New York, by the way. But
Gotham City.
uh,
It's a stupid
yeah,
joke, but come on.
no,
We
it's
have
funny.
problems in Brazil as anywhere else, right? Anywhere else. So my idea is, why am I gonna open a channel to show the bad things? You already have the news. Just turn on the TV and you will see the violence being exploited and shoved to your faces. I don't need this. I don't need to give
You know,
bad ideas for you guys, because if you consider Brazil is a very violent place, like the Japanese giving interview I saw the other day. No, Brazil is a jungle. Guys, you block yourself from new experiences. Do you know? I'm sorry, Kevin, if I'm talking too much, but do you know my favorite phase in life?
mm,
My favorite
discovery.
phrase, my motto, I would say, in life. You know what it is?
No,
I was blind, but now I
I
see.
can see.
Who said that?
I know it's a scripture in the Bible.
The one and only Jesus Christ. I was blind, but now I see. What is the
You
meaning
know
of
what?
blind in this
What?
context?
The meaning of blind in this context is the simple fact of the matter is that your mind is closed
You don't have knowledge.
to knowledge,
When you don't have
ignorant.
knowledge, you fall for things like that, right? When you have knowledge, things open. Enlightenment. There was a phase in human history called enlightenment, no? That where
The,
Leonardo
in
da Vinci is
Renaissance,
from, if I'm not mistaken.
Renaissance.
Renaissance, yeah.
Mm.
People studied a lot. People created a lot. People were hungry for knowledge, or thirsty for
Hmm.
knowledge, if you will.
Yeah.
Look at our friends Neo and Jonathan. They opened their minds, came, visited Brazil. They don't want to do anything else with their lives. They're going to spend the next 6 months thinking of Brazil. When will I come back? Or how will I come back? Where will I go? Open your minds. The same happens to
But
Bolivia. The same happens to France. To the United States as well. Open your
I,
minds.
I I'll say this, like in regards to Charles, I remember how Charles told me he found out about Brazil was because of folks that he worked with in his job, right, and other folks as well. So let me explain something to you, right, and I'll be straightforward with you.
Go on.
He who lives in a glass house, you know the saying, shouldn't be throwing stones.
Perfect.
Every country
Perfect.
in the world has crime. I've been coming to Brazil for almost 10 years on June, I think it was June 21st or something like that of 2014. So it's almost my anniversary is coming up. I've never got robbed. I've never got mugged. Thank God.
That's good.
Listen, I was in New York City. I remember at the age of, I think I was at the 19 or 20, three guys tried to stab me in a corner store.
Oh wow.
And they knew me and I knew all of them. I knew them by name. I knew them by their street name. Guess what? It can happen anywhere. What is for you is for you. But if you live your life in fear, then you're not living. So I would say when you go to Brazil, you travel responsibly and you go there and you have a really, really, really good time.
Don't flash your
Just
things, right, man? Oh, look at my gold lion in my chain. Jesus.
look at my gold. Look at my big shiny diamond cross. Don't think you're a rapper. Don't think you're 50 Cent
Nah,
or
yeah.
Ja
Bad
Rule
idea.
or one of the new rappers nowadays. Don't think you're that way. You go, you dress simple. You dress simple.
Flip
You treat
flops.
people if you want to be treated, and they'll treat you the way you want to be treated and more.
Exactly. I
You know,
agree. Oh, I'm gonna read some comments here. Your For some reason your video is frozen. I don't know if it's just for me.
mine's.
Yes.
Yeah, my laptop is about to die, so I may have to charge it and come back.
Are you sure you can do it? I will
yeah,
understand if you need to wrap it up.
yeah. I would have to give me about how long you're gonna be on here for. If you're gonna be here for like maybe about 10 minutes, I can give it some juice and then we can reconvene if that's fine.
Absolutely. I think you can access with the same link. It's okay. So I will talk to the
All right,
people in the meantime.
so I'll be back, guys. Let me just give my laptop a few some gas here, and I'll be right back with you guys after these short messages.
Thank you very much. So in the meantime, guys, I'm gonna read your comments here, and then we can talk from here. So we have a chart saying, "Oh yes, I talked about the channel. My advice is to go to Goiás with an open mind and leave with beautiful experiences." Yes, Goiás. I've never been there, man. I've actually been to just a few states of Brazil. I want to change this very soon. I'm planning on, as soon as I start having more support for the channel, produce more videos, get more AdSense payments, I'm going to start producing more videos out of São Paulo, which is my idea, okay? Because remember, the focus of the channel Brazil and Subtitled is Brazil, not São Paulo for that matter, okay? And then we have, okay, Thali said Minas Gerais. There's no winter there in Maranhão, yes. Perfect. So we have Jonathan with us. Thank you very much, Jonathan, for being with us. Spread the word in our group, guys, because I want to see more people here. Traveling, open your eyes. Your best player says. YouTube and other social helps. The large media keeps one agenda to clutter thinking. Your channel debunks myths. Love your content. Wow, thank you very much. Your best player. It means a lot. What you're saying. Yeah, guys, my idea is to come here and show you it's not as good as you think and not as bad as you might think. Why not as good as you think? Because we have difficulties as well, right? Not everyone here works a lot and is able to buy a car at the end of the month. But we're talking about financials. You know, people are happy. Every time you have a survey in the world, the happiest nation, Brazil, will rank among the 10. If they don't care about the survey because they are happy. They certainly are happy. So that's what I want to show. I want to show Brazil is more than what meets the eyes. There's so much more, guys. You like I even for the Brazilians. Sometimes I think my channel is also helping to open the minds of other Brazilians, right? Because, for example, I have an uncle who saw the bike vlog, and he was worried about my well-being. So he sent a message, said, "Oh, I wouldn't do what you're doing because it's dangerous." I don't know if you are watching the local news. The local news will show the violence, will show the bad things that happen all the time. And for my surprise, if you guys have been able to watch the last bike vlog we made, we were in three guys. So we were riding the bikes in three people. So it was me, Fabio, and André Cata. We covered a big chunk of the city. It was we took 2 hours to film the whole thing. We went from the south to the downtown area to the west at night. And when I arrived downtown, that people normally say, "Oh, the violence is big, a lot of beggars." I agree with everything. There are a lot of beggars, there's violence, but there is a detail that I want you to know. The number of police officers that were downtown that night, it was incredible. I counted more than 35, not to mention new bases that were established in the downtown area. So we were very comfortable making the video in the downtown area. I would stop and flash my camera. The camera was here on my chest, and I would detach it and film and take pictures. There were cops around me. There were some others observing everything from far. It was amazing. So I wanted to show that we have problems, of course, but we have people fighting to address those problems, right? Our background is different from countries like England, France, the United States, Canada. I hate it when people come to me and they say, but your country is this, your country is that. Do you know anything about history? If you think about it, guys, Portugal colonized, actually explored. Portugal explored a lot of colonies. Their format of colonization was different from the one of England. England tended to go to a place and colonize, like it happened to the United States. Portugal colonized, among quotations. We had some colonizations. I myself, for example, I am a descendant of the Portuguese, but for another reason. Okay? Not really colonization. But anyways, they came here and they explored the land. So if you think about all the colonies that were under the umbrella of Portugal, we are probably the ones that are the most developed. So kudos to the Brazilians for, regardless all the problems or all the adverse background, all the exploration, we were able to be who we are, whatever that means, for the good or for the bad. But we have been able to be who we are today. So comparing is always a problem, right? Okay, so flip-flops, yes. Oh, Neo. Yeah, Neo stayed in Rio up until last week. He knows the importance of wearing flip-flops, right? Let me just check if my friend is not back. No. Kevin the Showman, yeah, definitely. It would feel weird to walk around Brazil sad. Everyone goes through things and Brazilians are no different. Exactly. We have violence in Paris. We have violence in Spain. We have problems everywhere, unfortunately. You know, there's no paradise on earth. There's no such thing. But I notice Brazilians that I've met don't wear their problems on their face. I learned from that. Life isn't easy, but we shouldn't wear the problems on our face. Enjoy the moments. Yeah, and Neo, thank you so much for this, man. Not only this, life is fleeting, you know. We don't know how long we're going to live on this planet, right? Every day is a surprise. The only thing that I do is I put my life in the hands of the Lord whenever I pray, and I say, take my soul, take my life. I don't know what is going to happen with me during the day. But whatever it is, may your will be done, or thy will be done, right? Because we don't know. So I'm going to live the best. I'm going to look at the country with good eyes and say, oh, we have this. Oh, this is amazing. And you guys, if you follow the videos that I make, you see that I celebrate everything, right? I celebrate a good, clean downtown area because I root for my country. And I hope you guys do the same. And guys, another thing that I don't like, if I like Brazil, I have to hate Argentina. You know what I mean? Nothing is excluded. You can enjoy the US and be fond of Brazil, like my friends are. They don't have to run down the US because they love Brazil, right? So I truly believe in this. And I celebrate because I root for this country. I want Rio Grande do Sul to get back on their feet. I want Bahia to be amazing. When my friends were in Bahia, I always asked, hey, how are things? Because I rooted. I wanted the Baianos to treat my two American friends really well. I wanted them to see positive things when they were there. I was rooting for this because it's my country. And I want them to be welcome. I want Rio de Janeiro to have the best trains, to compete with São Paulo. I want Minas Gerais to have the best food. They do have. Because that's the point. Showing good things for you guys to come through the optic of the channel and say, thank you, Mark. Thank you for the suggestions. Right? Guys, just to remind you one more time why we're here, there is this account on PayPal. If you can donate $1, it's R$5 that is going to be sent directly to a gaúcho, a famous gaúcho called Badin. Badin is a comedian who put his career on halt to be able to go visit every county that is devastated. He didn't want to wait on the authorities, on the officials, for these people to receive donations. So he opened a fundraiser, and he has already raised more than 78 million reais. I repeat, more than 78 million reais that have been given directly to the victims. So he goes to a place, he understands the necessities, he makes a Pix. A Pix is a direct payment, if you guys don't know. You just have to type an email from the person or whatever the key the person has registered, and the money checks in right away on the spot. So my idea is, not only myself, there are a lot of influencers in Brazil that didn't know who to trust because they didn't want to send the money to the government of Rio Grande do Sul. So they are sending the money for this guy. And if you follow this guy on on Instagram, you will see the beautiful work he's performing. His profile is, take notes, Badin Colono, BADINCOLONO. You will see the work he's doing. Last night he was taking water for the population, tons and tons of bottles. The other night he was taking formula for the babies. Tali, if you're watching, if you could bring me some water, I'd appreciate it. The other day he was with bulldozers trying to remove the mud off the roads. So it's a beautiful work he's performing, and the money is going directly for the people who need. So my idea, sorry guys, my idea is to do this, as the hummingbird in the story that I told you guys a couple of minutes ago. I want to do my part. I was not happy going to bed, lying down, and thinking about what my fellow countrymen are facing right now, living in shelters, knowing not knowing when to come back to their houses, if they're coming back to their houses, if the house will be there, because some of the houses, they just collapsed because of the weight of the water. So our job as a channel about Brazil is to raise awareness for those people who are interested in reaching out the hand and who can do it. Okay, because I know a lot of you guys can't. You have your own problems. So what I recommend is help somehow. Share the content. Share this live later on with people. Share the images. Do what you can do so that people can learn about the tragedy in Rio Grande do Sul. We don't know how long it's going to take for these guys to get back on their feet. For your information, I'm trying to access my PayPal on the other computer. Hold on a second, please. Okay. For your information, we have already received one single guy here. At least it's the one that appears to me, that it shows on my screen. I don't know if there is any other one that is, that is frozen here. But Paul Carter has donated R$1,473.52 for the aid in Rio Grande do Sul. One amount that is going to be used entirely to rescue the population there, the ones that really need. Come on in. I'm helping the support. I'm having the help of my wife, my daughter actually.
Hello.
Do me a favor. Say hello here.
Hi.
Say help Rio Grande do Sul.
Help Rio Grande do Sul.
Do me a favor. Inside the refrigerator, there are bottles of water like this.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna.
Good. Been speaking for 2 hours and 12 minutes. We're coming to an end of this live, okay, guys?
The water is extra cold.
Thank you very much. Give me a kiss. I love you very much.
Bye.
Bye. This one is better because it's cold. So guys, R$1,473.52 thanks to Paul Carter. Because of him, I'm gonna sleep better tonight. Thank you very much. Of course, I have to tell you, and everything is gonna be published on my Instagram and on the notes of YouTube as well, because we have a part for notes. Guys, donate $1. $1 is R$5. If you have $1 to spare, donate $1. Because $1 is three bottles of water, basically. Something like that. I think we can buy even 4 bottles of water, depending on the brand. They have no drinking water, guys, at this point. Okay? So Paul Carter has donated R$1,473.52. Probably, $300 maybe. There is a discount from PayPal that is R$94.91. R$94.91 has been discounted. I knew they would do this, but it's the fastest way that I thought. So now we have liquid R$1,378.61. Kevin Coutain. Oh, guys. Kevin Coutain has donated. He doesn't want me to say the amount. But look, it was significant. It's going to make a big difference in the lives of the kids, right? And the population of Rio Grande do Sul. And guys, it will be remembered forever. So I have just received another donation from Charles Anderson, 491 reais and 17 cents. Charles, is that you? Charles Jones, is that you? He says here, Charles Anderson. I don't know if it's you, Charles Jones, from the group here, but let me know if it's not. Charles, please come forward. Thank you very much. God bless your soul. All this money will be entirely directed for the population of Rio Grande do Sul. I had a hope about this live. It's getting better than I imagined. Guys, you fill my heart with joy because I'm very small. I'm a little guy in this world of YouTube. We have 4,000 subscribers, a little bit more than that. We have passed the amount of 2,000 reais. Thank you very much. We have passed the amount of 2,000 reais tonight. I myself, with this small channel and with people like you guys, have reached more than 2,000 reais that will be sent directly to the people of Rio Grande do Sul through a local called Badim Colono. How did I learn about this guy? He's a comedian as a profession. He's a comedian. He was on a television show from a guy called Danilo Gentili. If you want to check this information, you can do it. Danilo Gentili. Danilo Gentili said, I'm making a special show tonight because, like me, many people don't know who to donate. I have money to donate, but I don't want this to end up in the hands of the crooks, in the hands of the cons. So he said, I'm going to bring a guy that I have known forever, and he lives in Rio Grande do Sul. So I investigated this guy. He has a beautiful project. Beautiful project. He is going every day. He put his career in a halt. He's going to the counties that have been affected and donating the money directly to the families. So he goes to a family, they have lost the pigs. He donates money for the family. He goes to a county, the bridge has been washed away by the landslides, by the flood. He donates 500 grand for the Rotary Club of that county to distribute with the right people to buy the material and build the bridge again. So he has already been able to reach 78 million reais. 78 million reais. He has been able to do that. And because of that, many families are being blessed. Water is being distributed. Thanks to all these people. Danilo Gentili was one of these guys. But there are a lot of rich people in Brazil donating to Badim. So that's why I want to send the money for him, because I know the money will be very well used. If you are in Brazil, you don't have to send the money for me. You can go direct for the guy. I'm just receiving on my PayPal because I'm being an intermediate with the foreign people to Badim. Right? I'm receiving. It's going to check in my account. I'm going to send right away to Badim. Exactly right away. There are many other projects that are working on this, but I prefer to send to Badim because I'm following him on stories and I see what this guy is doing. He's not even sleeping, guys. He's dedicating his nights to visit a lot of people. So, it's amazing. Okay? Let me read the comments here. Jonathan is saying, okay, Neo, so true, they find a way to look at the positive. Yeah, still talking about the Brazilians and how we, even among so many problems, we try to be happy and enjoy life. Because life is now, right? Okay, Jonathan said, Manu, my princess study, thank you, Charles Anderson, for your attitude. Amazing, for your gesture, thank you so much. Boa noite, amigo, I'm Charles Anderson. Charlie. Charlie, thank you very much. Charlie, I'm gonna say the same thing I said to Paul. May God bless you in all avenues of your life. May you be blessed personally and professionally. May you be blessed at work. May you be blessed with your family, the people around you, your kids, if you're married, if you have kids, your house. May you receive this 100 times more for what you're doing for the people in Brazil. Thank you so much. Tell me what state you are from, just so that I can register this and people can learn about you, man. Amazing, amazing. I thought, to be honest with you, I had faith, but I thought, will I make a difference if I go live and I talk to my people? Because you guys are my people. You are my BU Nation. You are the people that follow my channel. You are my people, basically. And look, you're giving me the answer that I needed. You guys are giving me the answer that I needed. We have been able to reach more than 2,000 reais so far. More than 2,000 reais, guys. Thank you so much. Coming to Brazil soon, man, whatever you need. If you come to São Paulo, you let me know. It's going to be a pleasure for me to help you out with whatever you need. You have my word. Send me a direct message on Instagram. If you come to São Paulo, I'd like to meet you in person. I know you guys don't want the glory, I understand that, but good gestures need to be shared. Okay? To God be the glory. Amen. Amen. I love you more for this now, man. I love you more for this. I want to meet you in person. I want to shake your hand and give you a hug for what you have done to this country tonight. Okay? So, and even make a small... Oh, you're from Atlanta, Georgia. Very nice people. Thank you very much, Charlie. God bless you. The Americans are amazing people. Amazing. I never let anybody say otherwise. You guys are amazing. Okay? So, if you are from another country, please compete. Your competition is going to be for the good. So, thank you very much, Charlie. Send me a direct message on Instagram. I'm going to talk to you when you come. If you come to São Paulo, I will meet you there. And I'm going to help you with whatever you need here in the city. Translation, whatever, okay? It's my way to pay you back for this beautiful gesture. If you guys can't help, doesn't matter. As I said at the beginning, you don't have to help with money. You can help with something else. You can share my channel with other people, because I'll be talking about this in more videos, right? Of course, we have to move on. I don't want to just be talking about this only, but I will always bring information about what's going on in Rio Grande do Sul, because it's important for us. Whatever happens there is going to affect everybody, right? Oh, Kevin is back. So, Kevin, tell me if you can access through that same link. Let me know. Okay, yes, I can see you here. Hold on. Showing on stream. Good. Can you hear me? Say something for me to confirm. Yeah, your sound is not coming out. I wonder why. Your sound is not coming out. Let me see here. Hold on, guys.
Because I see my mic button going up and down.
I can hear you now. Can everybody hear Kevin Coutain? Please write a message there on the chat. Kevin, were you following us while you were out? Did you see anything?
No, I didn't. I went and I actually when I charged the laptop a little bit. The laptop is getting plugged in so to get more juice. So I plugged it up to like 25%, and then after that, I went and got a bite to eat, prepared dinner for family, and then I came back and I was like, oh, let me see what's going on. So I kind of missed a little bit on the action. What happened while I was away?
I'm gonna have to bring you up to speed. Let me know if I am using this expression correctly.
Of course.
I'm the best. I'm kidding. Guys, let me bring you up to speed. While you were away, we received a donation from Charlie from Atlanta, Georgia. And the donation
ATL.
was. What is that?
I said ATL.
ATL. The donation was of 491 reais and 17 cents. I'd like to applaud him again. We have already done that, but he deserves it. Thank you very
So
much.
now in total we're well over 2,000 reais,
We're
right?
over 2,000 reais with your contribution, and you didn't allow me to mention how much you donated. I respect that, but I will show you where your money is going the moment that the money is coming out. I will send you in private, okay? So guys, as I'm gonna send him in private, I don't have to show you guys because I have contact with him all the time, but just his money, because his money went to another account. He pays for my Portuguese classes in one different account, and he used the same mechanism for me to receive. So Charles Anderson, donated 491 reais and 17 cents. We are past 2,000 reais that is gonna be directed for the people who really need, directly on the hands of a guy who's been working as an intermediate between the donators and the victims. The people who cry will receive this money. This is what makes me sleep at night. The people who cry will receive this money. Thanks to all of you. So it's amazing. I was telling the guys that in my best dreams, I didn't expect this to happen. I had hope, I had faith, but not to the point of reaching more than 2,000 reais. A small hummingbird who is going to the lake, picking up a few drops of water and speeding on the fire of the forest to make a difference. So he even says, to God be the glory. He's a beautiful person, a beautiful soul who understands our role in this world. And he's going to be very blessed because of this. Because he's going to be in my prayers. All of you guys are going to be in my prayers. If you cannot help with money, do not feel sad. There are other forms that you can help. You can spread the content of my channel among people. Because those people might be able to help and they came because of you. So do not feel sad because of that, okay? You guys are already helping. Right? Did you eat anything?
Yeah, guys, I was. Yeah, so I ate dinner just now. I had some asparagus, some mac and cheese, and some stuffed chicken with with spinach and stuff in it. So it was really good. So I don't know if Neil's coming over for dinner, but you're more than welcome to come over. I have enough for Neil.
Well,
Can't invite everybody yet.
If he takes long, he's gonna get the leftovers, right? So move, Neil. Move.
No, they normally put a plate aside for him.
Amazing. Yeah, Neil is family everywhere he goes, right? He's a very likable person. Incredible.
Of course.
Incredible.
But guys, so I'm so happy that you guys are helping out the cause, because at the end of the day, this thing is a humanitarian crisis that's going on there in Rio Grande do Sul, with the simple fact of the matter of the situation with the flooding, and the fact that so much lives have been lost, structures have been damaged, things that are potentially to be not replaceable at all. You know what I mean? And one of that is life. May it be the life of an animal or the life of a human being. Life is life, however you take it, and life is precious. So the fact that everyone is donating as much as they possibly can.
And the animals are part of their sources of income, right, Kevin? It's important to say that as well.
Of course.
Can you imagine, guys? You see the water going up, covering your living room. The first thing you're gonna save is your family. Can you imagine the pain these guys have endured to see their beloved the animals, drowning in front of their eyes? because they couldn't save them. I don't know if there is an image that probably ran the world, a horse on top of a house. Did you see it?
Yeah,
Do you
top
know
of the
the
horse on top. I mentioned that earlier.
he stayed there for 3 days, Kevin, or
They
more.
they
I'm
had they had to he was exhausted. They put him in a boat and they took him away.
Exactly. They did a beautiful work, the firemen of Rio Grande do Sul. But can you
Bomberos,
imagine? They
no?
saw their animals drowning and they couldn't do anything. So how are these guys gonna survive from now on? I saw an image, Kevin, that reminded me of the pandemic. Unfortunately, it was a
Mm.
little monster, and it was written flood, and then a giant monster, and it was written economic crisis. The
Yeah.
aftermath of this situation is what worries us the most. The
Yeah,
aftermath.
there's a massive economic crisis that's coming in regards to this Rio Grande do Sul flood, and because at the end of the day, you have to take into consideration, the fact that one of part of Brazil's main GDP is exportation of beef, and because the fact that the place is flooded, so much livestock has lost. It's terrible. You know what I mean, for the farmers, for the people, I mean, God bless the animals. I mean, I'm an animal person. I just bust down some good chicken. But the point is, at the end of the day, you know that it was nutrients that was provided for us to eat,
Yeah.
and the fact that it's the fact that um, folks are not going to be able to eat that and enjoy it. Not to sound like a carnivore that I am. It's pretty sad because at the end of the day, the animal was there for a purpose, and the purpose wasn't fulfilled. And
Amazing.
purpose is important.
Kevin, I thank God for your presence here with me because you are bringing light to this seriously. You're not only donating your money, you're donating your time. And I thank each and every one of you who's still with us here, commenting, talking to us. Thank you so much. I want to give you the updated number of the donation so far. 2,343 reais and 35 cents. 2,343 reais and 35 cents. Probably with a discount already. Okay? This is liquid, right? So amazing. Thank you so much for each and every one of you who have been here and have been able to donate. It means a lot. As I said, a dollar is 5 reais. Don't be embarrassed to say you donated a dollar. It's fine. I'm not gonna read it. He don't. But even if I did, it's not a problem. It's great what you guys are doing. And let me tell you something, guys. I saw a report. I'm gonna read the comments in a minute, okay? I know that you guys are writing there. I saw a report that made one of the organizers of the there is a warehouse that where they're receiving the donations and everything, and he has a Pix as well that is receiving money to transfer. He said he is receiving Pix of 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents. He even cried. He showed the cell phone and he said, maybe this was all the person could give. But she didn't forget her brother or her sister in Rio Grande do Sul. And Kevin, I remember a passage from the Bible that says, if you're loyal with when you have little, you're gonna be loyal when you have a lot. So the Bible already understands this, that the point is not having, the point is your gesture.
That's true.
It's your gesture.
The
Because
point at the end, the point of the day is giving. You know what I mean? I mean, when you give a little, there's so much. For example, right? I just had a good meal of chicken and mac and cheese and asparagus and food and desserts and all kind of stuff right just now, right? While I was charging my laptop, giving my laptop a little juice. And I sat there while I was eating and I thought about all those people who don't have food, or is not as fortunate as me to sit in an apartment and maybe say, Alexa, turn off my main room lights. Or do you get what I'm saying? They don't have that no more. That's gone.
They don't have options.
They don't have options. They have nothing.
Another
So,
image that I saw, I don't want to show this here because it's
mm,
just heartbreaking. But I saw a family inside the house and the water was here on the chest and the guy was high. He was tall, sorry. The guy was tall, the water was here, the water was pretty high, and the sofa was on top of tables. And the water was reaching the sofa. And on the sofa there were two kids sleeping. And the guy was in the kitchen. The tall guy was in the kitchen with the water in his chest. His wife was on top of a chair because of the level of the water. He was taller than she is. And the guy was looking down and just shaking his head. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know where to go. He needed boats to leave the place. Because it's not like this. Let's get out of the house. You go to the house, you don't have a street anymore. You have a river. You have
and
a
then
freaking river in front of your house.
and then what folks fail to realize, Brazil is a tropical country. So not only you have to deal with the flooding, you have to deal with the aspect of, Brazil tem jacaré,
Mosquitoes.
jacaré, snakes, alligators, caiman, right? The mosquitoes, so you have to deal with mosquitoes as well. And of course, so that's not when I say it's a humanitarian crisis, it's a legitimate humanitarian crisis because you have to deal with potential diseases that mosquito carry because that's a breeding ground for them. Stagnant water is a breeding ground for mosquitoes. So you may have an uptick in not only like chikungunya or dengue, which right now is on high prevalent in Brazil, was spread by the Aedes aegypti mosquito, but you have to deal with also alligators, snakes, fish, different, all kind of wildlife that may be displaced because of the flood.
Yeah, because you are
So
you are altering the environment, right, man?
ecosystem,
The
the
ecosystem. That's the
ecology,
word I wanted. Thank you.
the
The
ecology
ecosystem,
of
yeah.
the particular state. So when you have all of these different things going on, it's yes, I foresee at the end of this, once things go back to normal, I personally think the soil will be more fertile, right? Because and we're going back all the way to Mesopotamia days. The reason why early civilization started in those areas because the banks of the rivers were burst and and it would bring down nutrients, and the soil will be more nutrients. So where there is negativity, there's always positivity, right? But right now, with the negativity that they're dealing with, is unprecedented on a very high scale, and they need the help today.
Amazing, amazing, Kevin. Thank you for all this information. That's why I wanted you here, man. Because you are my right hand is amazing. I'm Ronaldo. Look, I'm Ronaldo number 9, the phenomenon, and I look
Yeah.
by my side. I have Ronaldinho Gaúcho, man. This guy, man.
Well,
Ronaldinho Gaúcho. We together destroy any squad.
any defense, any defense, any defense.
Any defense. You
Well,
guys are
except
doomed.
you know, we have a Cafu, we have all the other players.
Perfect. Take a look. I'm gonna read the comments here. Tali said, "Guys, I just saw that a baby was found from the flood alive. The baby 6 months old.
Thank God, thank God.
My God."
Wow, thank God. Lord be.
Okay, yeah. Tali then said caramelo horse. We were talking about the horse. There's a delay, I think, in the broadcast. Okay. Well, let me see here. Oh, Charlie has mentioned Proverbs 19:17. He that hath pity upon the poor lendeth unto the Lord, and that which he hath given will he pay him again. This is archaic English, right, from the old versions of the Bible. But yes, Look, there is something I will say. God will always. You can test him if you want. You can try him. He will always pay back when we are helping our brothers and sisters. I have heard of
Correct.
many stories of people who donated and they got more than they could imagine back. Right? I'm
You,
gonna
you,
stop. Sorry, go on.
and I will say this, right? Whatever, because I live in a place in America where people have freedom of expression, freedom of religion. People believe in different things. Whatever you believe in, that's your right. I believe in God. Same as Marcelo. Marcelo, is Lewis Hamilton outside?
Probably. It's a motor. No, it's actually a motorcycle. Wow,
Oh yeah, probably a
big one.
Ducati. But anyway, so as I was saying to you, whatever religion you believe in, um, power to you. If you don't believe in anything, power to you, right? Freedom of expression, freedom of belief. I believe in God. I know Marcelo does because we've had countless conversations in that in English and in Portuguese in our class, right? And he's, by the way, just to know, he's an excellent teacher.
Thank you.
What I say is this: the universe always requires balance. What do I mean by that? You put good energy out there. You share the post. You give a 25 cents, a dollar, $5, $100, $2,000, whatever you could afford. Somebody, whatever you believe, I believe in this God or supreme being, is looking at you and saying, "Oh wow, you didn't have to do that, but you did." And some way, somehow, down the road in life, maybe tomorrow, 5 minutes from now, 20 years down the road, God will say, "Because you did this, that happened." Right? And it's because I believe in karma a lot. You put good energy out there, it will follow. You put, again, righteousness, you do righteousness, righteousness follow. But if you do righteousness, unrighteousness will follow. So again, whatever you choose in life echoes down the road for you.
Wonderful. Very good. Oh, remember, one thing that I said. Look, we're reaching almost 3 hours together. I think I'll stop when we reach 3 hours because you guys have your lives. I have to release my man there because he's got his things. I thank Michelle for allowing me to borrow him a little bit today. 3 hours of his day. So I thank him. I thank his mom that could be having him
Yeah.
closer, and he's donating his time for a very good cause. I just want to say something, man.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. She's with her mother, so that's why that's why I'm able to
Oh,
stay a
that's
little
good.
longer.
That's good. But you would probably be with her, no?
Yeah,
If you
well,
weren't
I'll be
for
hanging
the.
with my mom, of course. Probably watching a game show or something like that. Spending quality time because at the end of the day, and I'll be
You
honest
work
with
a
you,
lot, yes.
time is all what we have, and the fact that you guys are tuning into the live and are taking your time now. I want to get on a philosophical part of the conversation here. What Marcelo, myself, and everyone who's on this live, Tali, everybody who has a hand to play in this time, don't think for 1 second you're spending your time. When you spend, you never get back. You're investing your time because down the road, dividends will pay for the kindness and the gestures that you're doing. May that be spiritually, may that be emotionally, mentally. This will come back to you some way, somehow down the road. The most powerful thing anybody could do is help another person in their time of need.
Um,
It feels
absolutely.
so much better when
Absolutely.
you do it.
Absolutely. So being here 3 hours is not easy. So my man here is helping me a lot. If it weren't for him, I would probably have already stopped. So I want to entertain the people as well with your knowledge because you are a deep well of knowledge, right? Especially when it comes to Brazil. So I want to ask this question. I was meaning to ask you this before. What do you suggest? Because Neo tells me like Kevin knows the names of the streets, where the locations are as far as Rio is concerned. So
Yeah.
you wanna what do you recommend for a person that has never been to Rio? or to Brazil for that matter, what do you recommend for this newbie that is coming to Brazil to learn about the city? What exactly do you want to say? Hey, because probably when you think about the first time you came, you say, "Oh, I shouldn't have done this or I should have done that."
Mm.
What can you tell them for them to have the time of their lives in Rio?
So for me, I like New Year's in Rio. I don't know why.
New Year.
I love New York, but the ball drop watching the ball hit rocks.
You have already told me this. But Brazilians
I
love.
mean,
I think it's because it's different. We leave São Paulo to go to New York to see the ball dropping.
Brazilians, don't do that. Go to Rio, stay by the beach. You'll have a lot more fun. Who wants to be freezing in negative, 2 degrees Celsius, and then
Freezing your butt.
freezing your butt off, and then they pen you in. You people that didn't see Times Square, they stand there for 12, 14, 16, 18 hours, and then some of them have to wear diapers because they can't leave.
My God.
So I tell people, do not. It's cool seeing the ball drop, but you will never see any New Yorker with a sane mind going to see the ball drop. Most of the people that go to Times Square is tourists. I don't like going to Times Square because it's agitado, it's very shady, it's busy, and I don't want to be in that area at all, right? So with that being said and done,
But that doesn't mean you have never seen or spent a New Year night there, right? You have done that before. That's
when
why
Times Square.
in New York you have tried it
course.
before and you hated it.
In New York, in my house or at a friend's house, yeah. Times Square, not to sound go comedian on you, but I don't think my black beep 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 will be there because I don't like to freeze.
Got it. Got it.
But in regards to if your first time is going to Rio in particular, I'm very familiar with Rio. The other cities I'm not as familiar as my other counterparts are. Passed through Sao Paulo, never been really to spend a significant amount of time
We're
in
gonna
Sao Paulo.
change that on the next trip. That's for sure.
Correct. Correct. So what I want to do is personally, with Rio, you want to go see, of course, the normal size, Cristo Redentor, Christ the Redeemer, Pão de Açúcar. You want to go see, maybe go, go to Copacabana, Ipanema, see the sunset on Apuador. Maybe if you're a very fit person, maybe you can go to Pedregavia. You can possibly go to Vidigal. There's a very good tour company in Vidigal called Favela Brothers. I have some friends over there, really nice guys. Shouts to Obi and Herberto. You want to maybe just go to some museums. The Museu de Amanhã. You can go to. But one of the things for me, one of the greatest highlights for me to go to when I go to Brazil, specifically Rio, because I'm familiar with Rio, is to go to Maricana because there's so much rich in Brazilian history there. I mean, this is the
But
place where
when you say Maracanã, you're talking about the tour inside the stadium, or you mean with a game taking place there?
with a game, both, but with a game. Because at the end of the day, let me explain to
The
you something.
vibe is
This is where
different. No, when you go watch Flamengo, for example, versus a team, the vibe, what you get from the fans jumping and chanting all the time is amazing. Can you give me just a second? The cat is gonna destroy my Alexa.
okay. Dale, 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 oh, dale, 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 oh, mango do meu coração.
Perfect. You are Flamenguista, I know that, right?
So, hardcore.
So you have taken the tour inside the stadium as well, right?
No, I never
Because
did.
they have a
I didn't-
museum, you know that. Do you
That I
they have
know,
a
and they have the
museum?
Maracajinho next to it.
Uh-huh.
But I wanted to go to. I will say this. There's so much out of all the football pitches in the world, right? There is, my personal. My boyhood club is Manchester United. Everyone knows that we lost today, but against Arsenal. Ooh. But the point is, like, if you look at Manchester United, Old Trafford, Wembley, you look at San Siro, you look at Olympia Stadium, you look at Santiago Bernabeu, all these major stadiums there, right? The most, I think one of the most historic um, stadiums, the most historic stadium in the entire continent of South America is Maracana.
Yeah.
You don't realize this because over
And it's
Maracana is now
legendary, no, Kevin?
com certeza.
So much has happened there.
Exactly. Exatamente. So you have to take into consideration that over one point that stadium used to hold over 200,000 souls, 200,000 people in one stadium watching one ball move back and forth between players, right? You have to also take into consideration the god of my sport. He's not the king. Brazilians call him O Rei Pelé, the god, the dios of my sport. Pelé played there, right? And did some magical things there, right? But the point is, at the end of the day, is listen. There's also the historical part of Rio. You can go see artwork. You can take a walk. You can actually, try different foods. Again, the place is just absolutely majestic and magical in a lot of ways. So you have to. I could, I can only tell you about Rio, but you have to discover it yourself. You have to discover Brazil in itself. It's just not a. It's just not just a regular place, man, on the map. It's just somewhere that's majestic, and especially when you walk around and you see people and you see everyone so happy, and the average income in the country is about 12 to 1,300 reais, and people are still happy.
Yep.
Like at one point, I'm like, yo, what did they
It's money
smoke
for
about?
survival only, guys. Just so you know. Take a look at this. My father is retired, right? And I'm gonna open something here that is really personal, but just for you guys to understand. You guys know that my father has Alzheimer's. You have seen this in one of the videos. My mother has made some purchases that took almost 50% of my father's income. So they
Wow.
basically nowadays they, let's say, survive because it's just the two of them in their house, right? They survive with his salary and our help whenever they need. But let's say they have 1,000 reais to survive. Okay, the minimum wage is 1,300. That's not what my father makes. My father makes more than 2,000, but it's not that much as well, either. So my brother and my sister-in-law are the ones responsible for going shopping for food for them, so that the money doesn't run out. So we handle his payment because they don't have conditions anymore. My father has Alzheimer's, I repeat. So we buy everything monthly, like the food and the rice and the cookies and everything basically. Sometimes, guys, look, we go to a wholesale market because it's cheaper. Sometimes it's $700. Food is expensive in Brazil. So then they have like 300 reais left for spending the rest of the month. And of course, our contributions, because when they need bread, we go buy bread and we don't use from the 300. They need, I'd like to have ice cream. Sometimes she calls me, oh, filho, eu queria sorvete. I wanted ice cream. I go and I buy ice cream for her. But what he's saying is correct. Brazilians make sometimes 1,300. Not everybody, okay? There are a lot of rich people in this country. Please, generalization, I always say, is stupid. Don't do it. There are a lot of people who live well in this country, but $1,300 is the minimum wage. Can you imagine? And people are still smiling, right? Kevin, what is your favorite place in Rio? Where do you usually stay whenever you come, and why?
Ipanema. Well, I like to be by the beach because again, I'm from the Caribbean, so I like to be able to be here at the beach. I'm very for the you see what people fail to realize about Brazil is that it's a coastal country. So it's everyone's by the beach, right? So their beach culture, I would say, although the Caribbean is, I think, is gorgeous, right? And it's amazing.
It
I
is.
think Brazil's beach culture, the culture of the beach, like the vendors and the different things that are going on, and the people watching, which is a whole nother
Yeah,
conversation
it's
for
another
another
vibe.
day. It's another vibe. So I like to be Ipanema personally, but the thing is that even though I'm a gringo and I'm a gringo and they say, okay, well, you're in Ipanema. I hang out with my friends. All my friends are from Zona Norte. They're from all the way from Duque de Caxias, Pavuna, São João de Meriti, Engenho Novo,
Just so
all those
people
parts.
can understand, this means that they live far to the point they need a bus or a car in order to
Or
reach the
train.
beaches, no?
Yeah, or like or train,
Or the
not the
train.
subway,
And it's
like a
about like
regular
40
train.
minutes by train, something like this. It's
Correct.
not that
So they're
close.
it's not that close, and these areas are like there's a lot of favelas up on that side. And this is past Ilha de Governador, past the airport. So I go up there and I hang out with them, and let me tell you something. It's absolutely amazing because I hear live samba, I hear pagode, I hear it's off the beaten path, and I actually get an authentic Brazilian experience. Uh,
Amazing.
versus
You have
because what
embraced our culture, no, Kavi? Not
a
only
lot.
our culture, this is the for me, it's not because you're my friend, but allow me to say that.
Okay.
For me, this is the perfect traveler. The traveler that doesn't go to the beaten path. He goes to he can go to the beaten path and get to see Christ the Redeemer. No problem about that. But I mean, you don't your trip doesn't resume on this only. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
No, you
It
agree
can't be
because a lot.
summarized just by these places. You visit, you go further than this. You embrace the culture, the language, the music. Look, he invited me to spend, I think, 1 or 2 nights in his apartment, in
Yeah,
Airbnb that he was renting. He was listening to Brazilian music all day. All day. I arrived there, he had bossa nova. Man, you are in Rio. It's like being inside a Disney Pixar movie. You are in Rio, and the guy's playing bossa nova for you, man, all day long, and not because I was there. I saw because he likes the culture. He embraced the
yeah,
language. It's incredible, fantastic.
yeah. I like well, bossa nova is Rio's the in Casa de Bossa Nova. You know what I mean? So it's the home of bossa nova. So when you hear a guy like Stan Getz and Hey Leon and all these great bossa nova artists and Tom Jobim and Vinicius Moraes and all these various bossa nova people who had influential parts of not only bossa nova but who also inspired people like Roberta Sa and Roselia Santos, who actually sings for Beija Flor. She sings for Beija Flor. And then you take into consideration like Gilberto Gil, who does samba as well, and all these various different players or different persons who had a part to play in the building of the genres of different Brazilian music. I love bossa nova. It's my most favorite piece of jazz to listen
Wonderful.
to, especially when you come from home from a stressful day at work. You sit down, you pour some Santo Griot, which is my favorite cachaça. Pour a glass with some spherical ice. You listen
Amazing.
to some bossa nova, and you
That's
just close
that's
your.
why your sorry. That's why your spirits were so down this semester, because I saw how much you wanted to be here, and because of
Yeah,
personal issues,
yeah,
you couldn't. So I really felt for you. When I saw the guys, I said, I really wanted Kevin to be here. Because this
yeah.
guy really embraced the culture, guys. And it should be like this wherever you go. You go to France, embrace the culture. Visit, learn a little bit before you step in there, you know? One thing I
Hmm.
wanted to say, the way I see it, what was lacking for you to be complete was the Portuguese language, the Brazilian Portuguese language. I think
Mesmo,
that
indeed.
was lacking for you, getting to the fluency of the language and really absorbing. Because I know you know a lot of the language. I know that before you started studying with me.
Hmm.
But with the language, you will be able to access various parts of this country that were somehow hidden for you.
Yeah, so like for example, my Portuguese is always, I always say it's a work in progress, but I have I'd say a potty mouth a little bit in Portuguese because at the end of the day, like again, I hang out with carioca, so so it's like
A lot, yes.
a lot, and it's just they're very similar to me, which is a little crazy, but they're cool and they joke around a lot, right?
Mm.
But the point is, at the end of the day, Portuguese is such a regional language, right? So, you learn so much different things. Like when I started taking classes with Mark here, I learned so much stuff about Portuguese and how the language it varies. So, for example, Brazil is a continental country with regional states, right? Every place is different, just like how in the United States. I have a heavy New York accent when I talk to my clients, especially when I talk to people regularly. They tell me, "Oh, you're from." I may talk to a guy from Nebraska. He's like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "I'm from New York." He goes, "Oh, I could tell, right?" So you have New York, you have a Texan, you have an Appalachian accent, you have a Cajun accent, which is
Even
very
the
hard to.
Californian is a little different, no?
California is very different,
Yeah.
right? So what I mean by that is when you study Portuguese, it's so much different sotaques accent that sometimes it may be what they how they say stuff in Rio may be different from Sao Paulo. They may say stuff like they may say stuff different in Bahia or Recife or Fortaleza or Seria or Belém or Manaus or different parts of the state, different parts of the country. They may say things that are different, and you'd be like, huh? So because Portuguese is such a regional language, different have different accents and different sayings to different things in the way things are said in Brazil with different where Portuguese how Portuguese is said or Portuguese accents are different in different parts of Brazil. That's what I meant to say. It's a tongue twister.
Mm.
It's to learn because at the end of the day, when you as you learn the language, you learn specific things to those specific regions that you could say, okay, well, this is how the culture is different in Bahia than it is in Rio, or how is it in Rio? How is this different in Mato Grosso?
Yeah, and this is something I pay attention as his teacher, guys, because Kevin is in love with Rio, and I will never do anything to convince him otherwise. So whenever I teach him, I bring my knowledge of the expressions of Rio to the table, and he does the same. Sometimes he knows more than I do. But in Rio, they say this because he deals with the Cariocas much more than I do. I have a Carioca friend.
Daily,
I have a
daily.
Carioca friend, but he lives in São Paulo now. And
Yeah.
but in general, I teach the expressions. I don't want him to follow my accent because the accent in São Paulo is different. I want him to say porquê, just like the Cariocas say, instead of porquê. No problem for me. But the diversity is beautiful. You can definitely tell when you travel around the country. It's amazing. I just want to say something here, man. Uh, I have to say, Hermie Cruz made a donation directly to Badin. So I want to applaud him. Thank you, Hermie Cruz. Very good. If you guys have this possibility, good. He made a donation directly to the comedian I was telling you, who lives in Rio Grande do Sul. So it doesn't have to go through us. Amazing. No problem for us. Thank you very much. Uh, Kevin, we have passed 3 hours of live. I think it's wonderful. Are you there? Something happened to your camera, Kevin? Well, the moment I was gonna say I think we should wrap this up, something apparently happened to him there. So, guys, I want to thank each and every one of you who were here up until now with me. The ones of you who came and left and then came again, thank you so much. Keep donating, guys. If you have this possibility, Look at the account, brazil.unsubtitle@gmail.com. All the money will be transferred to Badin. Badin, I repeat, is a comedian from Rio Grande do Sul who has put his career in a halt in order to rescue people. So the money he receives, he transfers directly to the people who are in need. I wanted to make a difference, and I'm going to wrap this up with a sensation of my job has been done. Thank you very much. I'm gonna repeat how much we have been able to raise. That is 2,343 reais and 35 cents. 2,343 reais and 35 cents. Paul Carter was one of them. The other guy was Kevin Coutain, that was talking to us right now. And the other one was Charles Anderson. Thank you so much. And also we have Hermie Cruz that has donated directly to Badin. If you want to follow his profile, I really recommend it's Badin Colono on Instagram, BADIN COLONO, Badin Colono. If you are in Brazil, his pics is available in his profile. Go check it out. It's, guys, remember, it's not the amount, it's the gesture. 5 reais, 2 reais, 50 cents, it doesn't matter. Donate as much as you can, not to the point of putting your finances at risk, of course. Thank you so much for everything you have done. Cyber Jedi Master, you're late to the party. It's okay. We are reaching 3 hours and 6 minutes of live with the intent of helping the people in Rio Grande do Sul. Here we explained all the details, so if you want to see the first hour, the first few minutes, we talked about how much they are in need. They have no houses anymore. They have lost the cattle, the living stock, the livestock, so they can't produce anymore. They are living shelters just like it happened in New Orleans in the United States back in 2006, if I'm not mistaken. So it's urgent that we reach out our hands. And I told the story of the hummingbird that was trying to put out the fire in the forest by himself until the moment the elephant said, "Why are you doing this?" He said, "I'm doing my part. If each and every one of you do your part, we're going to be able to reach the target." So that's what I did. We are a hummingbird here. I'm a small YouTuber. I have a little more than 4,000 subscribers. But thank God we have been able, I'm going to repeat the figure, we have been able to reach 2,343 reais and 35 cents. Basically, 3 people donated. Paul Carter from the United States, also Charles Anderson from the United States, from Atlanta, Georgia, and Kevin Coutain that was talking to us here. He also donated. So all this money will be transferred directly to Badin Colono, a local from Rio Grande do Sul, who is visiting the families who have lost everything and donating the money directly. It's not going through the county, the city hall, the politicians, going directly to the ones that are crying. So he donated 500,000 for a county to rebuild the passage, the bridge that connects their county to the rest of the land, so that people can work. 500 grand. He has reached more than 78 million reais with his fundraiser. So if you want to find my Instagram is brazil.unsubtitled, just like the channel. Or I have my personal one, which is d.marksaint, which is also the one that I use. D.THE, right? The Mark Saint. D.marksaint. So thank you very much for all your support. I'm gonna be posting the pics that I'm gonna make for Badin Colono in his project, because the money will certainly arrive in the right hands. Just to confirm, I learned about this guy through another guy, a big one from the TV in Brazil, who was preoccupied or worried about who to send. He didn't want the money to be taken by crooks or by cons. So he recommended this guy. He showed his work. I've been following his stories. Badin Colono, Badincolono. Amazing. All the money is going to go to him. I'm going to post this on my Instagram to show the money going and the payments that I'm going to make, and also here on YouTube. Thank you very much. As a hummingbird trying to put out the fire, we have been able to do our part. I love you all. I love this BU Nation that has been growing more and more every day. Thank you so much for each and every one of you. Kevin Coutain, thank you for the 3 hours helping me host this. It was not easy, but it was amazing. We made a difference with your help, guys. Remember, $1, 5 reais, we can buy drinking water for the people. It doesn't matter how much you're going to donate. What is important is a donation. $1, 5 reais, I can buy 3 or 4 bottles of water for the people who don't even have drinking water. Our job is done for tonight. I hope to see you soon. Tali is putting his profile there, Badin Colono. Please go pay him a visit and consider supporting him. If you want to support him, you won't be able to do this because without the Brazilian account. You need to be in the Brazilian banking system for you to have access to Pix, which is a form of payment. But I am volunteering here to receive your money and transfer directly for the guy. Absolutely in details. Even how much PayPal is discounting, you guys will see on my Instagram. I'm going